Mariners get back to it tonight in L.A. Game 3 of their 3-game series with the L.A. Dodgers. Mariners still looking to win that series, taking Game 1, losing Game 2. And Brian Wu goes on short rest in place of Bryce Miller tonight. So he gets the start against Roki Sasaki. You can catch it all starting at 6 o'clock with the pregame show, 7:10 first pitch. Right here, Seattle Sports on 710. The Rays doing their best to help the Mariners out. They beat the Rangers once again today, 3-2. The final in that one, the Twins take out the Royals 4-3. Game's going on right now. They're in the bottom of the 10th in Chicago. The Yankees are up 1-0 on the White Sox. In the top of the 10th in St. Louis, Cubs and Cardinals knotted up at 2 apiece.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Happy Thursday to everybody out there. Big day for us. Sunny day. You got the Mariners on the road taking on the Dodgers, and hopefully they can win that series with a win today. And Brian Wu going on short rest. We'll talk about that. We got the great Cliff Avril joining us at 2:30. We'll talk to Cliff, one of the 50 greatest Seahawks of all time, as voted on by the fans and everybody else, and he'll join us at 2:30, get his take on this Seahawks team on the heels of a Super Bowl victory. Our old buddy Adam Ray will join us. Last seen on the field at Dodger Stadium, taking pictures with Cal, taking pictures with Dan. Surprised he wasn't in the lineup last night.
Yeah, he had like a loud Hawaiian shirt on, and just and everybody. That's the thing when Adam Ray takes pictures with people, they always look thrilled. They look like like John Schneider, for example. They
love him.
That's the most I've seen John smile.
I know. I've never seen Kirby smile except for that picture he was in with with Adam. So we'll talk to Adam at 3 o'clock. He's down there in L.A. He was at the game last night. Jalen Sundell of your Seattle Seahawks will join us at 3:30. Got our weekly appearance with Jon Morosi at 4, and then the Raleigh Show happening today at 5 p.m. Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. You know, we were feeling so good after Game 1. Game 1 just went so well for the Mariners. 5 home runs. The offense looked great, and they overcame a tough outing from Castillo. They showed some resolve, the offense did. And then we had last night, Dave, where they looked very much like they have most of the year. It was very frustrating going up against a pitcher who was not as good as the one in Robleski, the guy they faced in Game 1, who had an ERA just a shade over 2.5 and was, 11-2? Just on a roll, and they go up against a guy who's got an ERA of 4.83. Not god-awful, but he's not performing the way the guy did in Game 1, and he just locks them down. They had 1 hit through 6 innings. Mm-hmm. 1.
Yeah, you know, it's my most frustrating point of that game last night, watching that game, was when Dom Canzone got up, and I think it was a full count when he got hit in the shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah. So he'd worked a good at bat, and I was like, okay, this is our guy, man. And then he gets hit, and I'm like, all right, well, he gets a base, that's fine. But I don't know. I just think he is kind of the one guy that sort of exemplifies some of the frustration that's going on with the Mariner hitters. So
he had one of their 5 hits. Last night. Cole Young had 2 of them. So just between those 2 guys, they had the majority of the hits. The other coming from Naylor, he had 1, and then Weston Wilson had a hit, which is good because there was a play at third he needs to make, and he didn't make. The defense was it felt like we were watching the team prior to Magianis being fired, prior to anything, just kind of what we'd see, just a performance where you're going, what's happening out here? Defensively, there's a ball that I thought Julio should have gotten to in center field that just kind of fell between him and the right fielder. I'm like, what is going on? And usually you get to that ball, and it was a weird play. But yeah, just defensively, they were sloppy. Runners in scoring position, 2 for 6. You know, they got a little bit at the end of the game, but you had 1 hit through 6 innings. You got locked down, and it was just maddening. It was just maddening to watch.
Like what you pointed out last night, that, you know, Cal and Julio combined for 0 for 7.
Yeah.
So that just, those two guys, and, the night before they had both hit home runs, and that hadn't happened since April 11th, early in the season. But those guys are the engine, man. And, just I don't know. It's frustrating. I guess it's against the Dodgers, so it's not like this is against the Royals or anything that they lost this game. This is a really good team. You just look at, Ohtani just looks like he can just hit the ball whenever he wants to. And
it appears that way.
Yeah, so
he's 2 for 3 last night. I mean, Pius had 3 hits. Freeman had 3 hits. Muncy, they had 11 hits. They were kind of doing – all of a sudden, Teoscar Hernandez is a defensive wizard. Mm-hmm. The hell was that when he was in Seattle?
Oh, I know. I couldn't believe that.
See that ball he caught?
Yes.
It was a hell of a play.
It was an amazing play because, he looks back at it, and then he looks towards the fence, like, okay, there's the fence. And then he looks back and, perfectly locates it. And I'm like, wow, that was
unbelievable.
That was impressive. And if memory serves, he was okay.
He was,
he
was.
He wasn't bad. He was just.
He wasn't that
good.
No, he wasn't that guy. So, everything about last night I found just, look, Hancock was decent. He wasn't great. He wasn't terrible. He kept you in the game. You'd like to get more length out of him. He only goes 5 innings through 92 pitches. So the efficiency wasn't where he wanted it, but you were getting close to a quality start. Again, this is not amongst his best starts, but wasn't brutal, didn't blow the doors off and give you no chance. Gave up 3 runs. Mm-hmm. Then Rucker comes in again. They like to use Rucker. I don't know why. I feel like every time I watch him, and it's not fair, it's not accurate, but I feel like every time he comes in, he gives up a run or more. And he gave up a run last night. And unfortunately, that's all they needed. They needed 4 runs, and the Mariners were able to plate 2, and they lost the game. They still have a chance to win the series tonight, and hopefully they can get that done. I'm curious, just looking at the anger on social media and all of that. This is for people listening right now. Are you still tuning in? Are you still listening to the games? Are you still watching the games? If it was appointment television for you before, is it still? I'm curious how many people have just said, because the people on social media will make it sound like, that's it. Nobody's watching these guys anymore. We all know it's the same old Mariners. And that's it. I'm not watching again. I'm done. I like, a lot of these people tend to speak for everybody, and obviously they're speaking for themselves and maybe their buddy. But I'm curious, just from the people listening, have you gotten to a point of frustration where you're tuning out, or are you still sitting in front of that TV the way I am and sort of agonizing and celebrating with the ups and the downs? I'm celebrating the home runs. I'm like, yes, there it is. And then when we have games like last night, I'm like, bleepity bleep, what the bleep? I'm that guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering how many people are still in that boat, or how many are like the people I see on social media that went, that's it, I'm out. I'm tapping out until they get things turned around.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll tap out if Brendan Donovan comes back and they don't, and I don't want to say that they're just going to take off, but, I don't know. We have to see what they're going to do at the trade deadline. I don't know how they're going to wade through trying to, find a bat and the right combination or whatever. But I feel like I'm kind of waiting for Brendan Donovan. And if he gets healthy and is back and is as advertised like he was when he got hurt, and they're still not winning games, that's probably when I'll say, all right, this is. And I'm not, going to jump ship or anything, but it's like at some point you have to go, all right, this is just not their year. It's just for whatever reason. And it sure didn't look like that going into it. You felt like we had so much momentum, number one. And number two, you went and signed Naylor, which is what everybody wanted to do. They did it early. And Naylor kind of, hinted that, hey, I did it early so they can make some other moves. Then Brendan Donovan comes along, and you're thinking, okay, we're set.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah, it's there. The talent's there. They're just underperforming, man. They just are. And I thought at least, I didn't expect all of a sudden they fire Magianis and they're going to start putting up 5, 6, 7 runs a game. I didn't expect that. I thought we'd see maybe a little difference in approach. I don't feel like we have. If I see Cal swing at a 4-seam fastball up around his eyes one more time, I'm going to have a stroke. I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? That's been your, they haven't shown the heat zone, cold zone, but that would be a block of ice right there, cold for him. And he is still chasing up around his eyes, and I do not understand why. I get that you see the ball better. It's deceptive because when it's up that high, you have a better you got eyes on it, and you feel like I can get around on this. He can't.
Well, it's kind of an extreme, but like, didn't he have some success hitting the high fastball pretty much last year?
He kind of hit everything last year.
Yeah.
He's getting beat by the fastball, and he's chasing way out of the zone. That's the problem. Is the zone is so expanded with him up there, and it's just, oh man. So I thought we'd see something along those lines, just adjustments in approach. Not even, like I said, that they're going to start piling up runs immediately, but maybe it'll just look a little different at the plate. And right now, if it is, it's subtle. I don't really see much of a difference in the way guys are up there. But we'll talk more about that as the day goes on. Meanwhile, one issue we've got with the NFL was met with overwhelming support on our show yesterday. We'll get into that next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Putting in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years, guaranteed? Well, thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get their best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber, coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Ready to relax, unwind, and feel your best? The Spa Warehouse Summer Savings Expo is on now. Enjoy big savings on in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. Hot tubs start as low as $3,999 with savings up to $3,000 on select models. Score incredible deals on in-stock swim spas. Save up to $7,700. Plus, interest-free financing through 2028 on approved credit. The expo ends this Friday. Don't delay. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. Hey, Bob, you had a hip issue just like me. You went to see Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. What did he tell you?
You got a torn labrum, you got a frayed ligament, you've got arthritis developing. He said, this isn't going to fix everything, but it will go a long way. I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff beyond jiu-jitsu.
So, just like me, Dr. Wagner does stem cell on your hip. How you feeling now?
I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now.
So whether it's a shoulder, a hip, a wrist, knee, or elbow, before you choose surgery, see our friend, Dr. Wagner first. He'll tell you if stem cell is right for you. drmarkwagnermd.com. Make an appointment at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up at 2:30, Cliff Avril will join us on the program. Looking forward to that conversation. Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. We got a lot of response to people when we asked, are you still watching the Mariners? Are you still watching or listening? Are you making it an appointment the way if you did that before? Are you still doing that, or have you bailed, or have you taken a break, what have you? And got some funny responses we'll get into. You guys can weigh in on that. 866-979-3776. Where are you at with the team? Are you still committing that time to sitting in front of the TV or listening to the radio or even going to the games? Has that changed for you at all as the season has worn on? Text that in.
For me, it's become more of a job.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, I just you
don't look forward to it as much.
Not as much. It's not as exciting. It's like, okay, we have to watch the game so we can talk about it. And I didn't feel that way hardly ever last year.
Yeah, there's a lot of frustration there, man. The highs seem very brief. Like you latch onto it, you celebrate it, but then you have this weird sort of angst. Like, all right, can they do it again tomorrow? What are we going to get tomorrow? And then we had tomorrow yesterday, and it wasn't very good, Dave. So hopefully this tomorrow today.
Are you sad, Bob? Are you sadder?
I was sad. Somebody said I'm still watching, just sadder. So text it in, 866-979-3776. Let's take two.
The Mariners' next opponent comes in with a lot of momentum. So today the Twins were trailing 3-0, down to their final strike against the Royals, and Cody Clemens hits a walk-off grand slam. Minnesota wins the series. They've won 5 of 6, and now they're a game and a half in front of the Mariners for that spot before the final wildcard spot.
Awesome. That's what we need, a team who's on a heater.
Right.
They pull one out of the fire against the dreadful Royals in a way the Mariners couldn't, and now they come into T-Mobile Park with some momentum, some steam behind them. So hopefully the Mariners can put that fire out. Maybe they'll gain a little momentum tonight. They'll feel good about winning the series against the Dodgers, which would be huge, by the way. Dodgers' best team in baseball. You go on their home field where you've not been a good road team and you win that series. That's a big moment. So maybe that would carry over. So that puts a little more emphasis on tonight.
And I would say this, that like I don't know, who were we to think that they were going to win last night? Because they can.
Where do you get off thinking they're going to win?
Because they can still win the series. They can win the series tonight. So, what are we expecting? Sweeps? I mean, we did say that would just be very much a Mariner thing right now because they lose to the bad teams, seemingly.
And not some good news necessarily. This is a confusing trade. So last night, the Rangers acquired reliever Chase Silseth and catcher Logan O'Hoppe from the Angels for a low-level prospect. People are trying to figure out if it was a salary dump, although O'Hoppe is still under team control, so he's not making a lot, but he was immediately optioned down to AAA. But the Rangers have acquired a reliever and a catcher from the Angels.
Yeah, O'Hoppe was having a bad year. I think he was hitting like 209, four home runs, so he's not the big get there. I think they're hoping they can obviously get him back to productivity and somebody who's a threat, because he's certainly been better than 209 and 4 home runs. He's hitting 20 home runs back in 2024. He hit not a great average, but 244, certainly better than he is now. So, yeah, it's Silseth. It's the addition to the bullpen. That's the immediate for the Texas Rangers.
When I think about like American League teams that are probably looking to sell, that are just pathetic, you look at the Angels. They're tied for the worst team in all of baseball.
They're pathetical, Dave.
With the Rockies. They are. Pathetical and ferocious.
They are. It's just so a little inter-division trade there. Angels and the Rangers. So we'll see what the Mariners get done. So far they haven't done anything, and you got the deadline coming up on the 3rd. It'll be 3 p.m. our time on August 3rd. So we'll see what takes place between now and then. Meanwhile, Take Two is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Another question for the listeners out there, because we talked about this yesterday. We had Frank Schwab from Yahoo Sports on. We were talking NFL, and he kind of on his own, unprompted, went into the international games and kind of took issue with it the way we have, and we were like, wow, we can relate. I like this guy. He's got the right opinion when it comes to international games. And for those that didn't catch that conversation, here's what he said about the NFL and their international games.
I hate it. I really do. I think it creates imbalances in the schedule. You can't tell me the Rams and 49ers aren't going to feel it flying from Australia, from Cali to Australia and back. Like that's tough. And I think the NFL is doing wrong by its own fans too. I mean, you're taking a home game away from Seahawks fans. Like when the Seahawks, who are great fans, that stadium's awesome. I love going to games there because it's so loud. You're saying, no, you don't get a game, but we're going to put a game in Dublin. Well, really? Like, shouldn't we be catering to the fans that made this league so popular?
I'm with him. I understand the motivation. We all get it. Obviously, they want to expand the brand. They want to dominate the world. They want to increase revenues beyond the billions and billions they already make. And to do that, you have to go outside of the U.S. because there's an appetite for the product outside of the U.S. I get it. Having said that, as a fan, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like the idea of losing a home game. I'm not so concerned with the Rams and 49ers being tired. I hope they are tired and it takes them forever to recover. But if that involves the Seahawks, I'll be a hypocrite and go, this stinks.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Well, I think they do such a good job of like, they never did anything like this when I played, but like they had little, in every seat back, where the magazines are or whatever, they have like a little list of things, don't sleep here till you get there and all these advice and everything, and they take care of all that stuff. But still, sitting on a plane, it's not good for you, especially if you have any kind of something that's swelling or whatever. So it's and then like we mentioned the other day that a lot of people don't go on vacation. They don't go to Europe, or they don't go to Hawaii. They spend their money on tickets for the home games, and you get one less. And, I'll say this, that the two I was at, one in London and one in Germany, it was packed. So, and lots of NFL jerseys, especially the Germans.
Yeah.
The Germans love NFL and David Hasselhoff.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Right. But, I mean, there is, I get it. There's a lot of demand, and I think maybe they're getting over their skis a little bit too much, the NFL, that, okay, let's dial it back and make sure, let's take care of the fans that built this thing.
Yeah.
And that are the core of their fan base.
Yeah, text it in if you're a Seahawks fan and NFL fan. Do you like the idea of international games? I also don't want to get up at 6 a.m. to watch the damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm never watching these live. I'm always going to watch them on tape. So that's the other part that's not conducive.
Yeah, but the worst thing ever to me was when they were like, okay, we're trying to attract the moms. Like we're trying to, First of all, it makes every mom sound like, oh, I hate the violence of football.
They're clutching their pearls.
Yeah, exactly. And so this one isn't as bad as that one, but it's kind of a robbery for some of the guys some of the people that have, tickets for the year.
Text it in, 866-979-3776. You like international games? You don't like them? What is it you like? What is it you don't like? Text that in. Meanwhile, he's got a big event taking place this weekend. We're going to talk to Cliff Avril about that and a whole bunch more. He's going to join us next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Fast Home Services is a 5-tool player, one call for it all. Water heaters, plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical. It's Dave Wyman here, the same Seattle company that's handled your hot water since 1986. Now handling everything that keeps the house running. One number, one team, home field advantage for your actual home. So call 1-800-THINK-FAST to book your free in-home estimate or visit fasthomeservices.com for a virtual quote in seconds. Water heaters, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical services.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood, in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank, member FDIC.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Guaranteed. Well, thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get their best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber, coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Seattle Sports is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the Seattle Sports app or go to seattlesports.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at seattlesports.com/win.
That's seattlesports.com/win.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Got a big event coming up this weekend. I was preparing for it with Lefko. He's taking me through some pickleball training.
Oh, and another pickleballer right there in between us there.
Well,
representing too.
I got to tell you, I was asked to do this thing. I'm like, I've never played pickleball in my life. But then they said, you know who's going to be playing there? Cliff Avril. I said, I'm in.
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate it.
They said, Bob, your guy is there, Bob. You got to go see it. And so I said, yes.
He's been talking crap all week, Cliff. He says, I don't
believe that. I don't believe that.
The great Cliff Avril is here with us. How are you, man?
I'm well. I cannot complain, man. Been ripping and running, traveling a little bit this summer, but not much to complain about.
What is your pickleball game like? Are you a seasoned pro? Are you a guy that plays on a regular basis? What are we looking at this weekend?
I'm far from a seasoned pro, but I do play quite often. I play 3-4 times a week when I'm home for sure. I plan on playing. Matter of fact, I plan on playing this evening.
Oh, okay. Getting the kids out there too?
No, they get in the way. I'm too competitive for that. No, but I try to have some family time from time to time. But for the most part, no, I go by myself. As you guys know, like for me, I like to compete, and I have to have those different moments throughout the week where I get to compete in whatever it may be. And pickleball just happens to be what I'm into right now.
So, you know what? I was kind of like that with my kids. Like, I never let them beat me in a game of horse. Because because I'm like, hey, I want it. Like when you finally, and both of them finally did beat me, and so it was well worth it. So yeah, you're not out.
No,
there.
you got to give them something to strive towards. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm definitely not just letting you win to win. If you beat me, you just beat me. But yeah, no, you're not. You're not just gonna. I'm not just letting you have a free pass at all.
You got to earn it.
Yeah, for people that don't know what we're talking about, there's a big the Champions of Change putting on a pickleball tournament this weekend. Cliff will be there, Michael Bennett, Doug Baldwin. I'm sure many other. I heard rumors that Marshawn may or may not be there. I'm not sure what capacity.
Yes, Marshawn will be there.
Okay.
We just don't know when he's going to get there, and we also don't know how long he's going to be there for. Okay. But he definitely will show up. I know he'll be there.
But it's at the Side Out Tsunami Pickleball Center in Seattle, and it's happening this weekend. Starts at 10 a.m. You can go to championsofchangefoundation.org/events, and you'll see all the details on it. Looks like a really cool event. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what kind of performance I'm going to put out there, Cliff, but just to be out there will be a cool event. So looking forward to that.
Come out, have some fun, enjoy yourself. We used to do the basketball event We did it for about 3 years. Doug went 0-3 the entire time, so we decided to pivot and go in a different direction to hopefully allow him to win. But we did pickleball last year, and I ended up winning that one too. So he's 0-4 right now. So he's trying to find something to be able to win in.
Do you guys set it up to where you're facing off against Doug and his partner, or Bennett and his partner? How does that work? Do you know?
We set it up for you to make it to the championship, and then hopefully you're playing in it. And he didn't make it. I don't even think he made it out of the first round. And I end up playing in the championship, so I beat him again.
I love it. Look at the smack talk. I love it. We had to find a sport.
Never stops.
They had to find a sport that Doug could compete in.
Yeah. Just trying to give him a chance. But we're not going to let him win. We just talked about that.
It's like your kids.
We don't even let our own kids win, so we're definitely not letting Doug Baldwin win.
Yeah. Well, check it out this Saturday. Starts at 10 a.m. There's going to be food trucks there, and you can their beer garden and spectator passes and great people like Cliff and Doug Baldwin and Michael Bennett and maybe Marshawn in some capacity and some other people out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. But, hey, as we get set for the Seahawks season, Cliff, a lot of what Dave and I have talked about is sort of the national perception of this Seahawks team, which I don't know if you sense it from where you're at, but it feels like this is a team that's viewed as one that was a fluke or got kind of lucky, that the conversation's really about the Rams, really about what they've added and how the Rams were really the best. It's just, I don't know, the vibe and the conversation surrounding the Seahawks on the heels of a Super Bowl title seem a little light. I'm wondering, do you pick up on that?
Yeah, you do. But, it's even when you talk about the Rams and they should have won it, like, they didn't. So there shouldn't be a question. That's the great thing about sports, right? It tells you who is and who isn't the best. And obviously, whoever is holding the trophy at the end of the year clearly is the best that year. Now, football, we do understand that, it is any given Sunday, but every doggone Sunday they won when they needed to win, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And what I don't like is the other athletes that are also kind of, that was a fluke, or, all these different things. Like, they understand that it's extremely hard to win in the NFL. And what those guys were able to do last year was very impressive, on top of the fact that it was with a bunch of guys that, quote unquote, wasn't, superstars and all these other things. So, but I like that for them, though, because it allows them to continue to have a chip on their shoulder, right? Yeah. They shouldn't have any Super Bowl hangovers or any of that stuff. Like, people are still doubting you, so now you got to go prove them. Some of you guys are getting some notoriety now. You're no secret, right? They're like, I think that's the difference maker. That's going to be the difference maker for these guys this year. Is like, everybody knows what you're capable of doing now. So can you win in those environments? I think that's more of the question. But overall, this is a great team. The fact that they're not getting any national love is perfectly fine. You got to go out there and show them. I mean, it's plain and simple.
Yeah, I think that every player in the NFL has a chip on his shoulder, and if you don't have one, you'll create one. So, I kind of liked being the underdog. What would you say, Cliff? Or maybe they're similar, but when you guys won the Super Bowl with LOB and these guys, and sort of the attitude or the, I don't know, like the spirit of the team. How is that? How are those two teams differently? Can you identify anything where they're different?
I think the only difference that I would say in the team from an attitude perspective, or even notoriety or anything, the biggest thing is all the guys on our team, like, they kind of created a household name for themselves, but there's a lot of characters on our team, right? There's a lot of personality on our team. Yes. So guys were in the community, guys were known as part of LOB or whatever the case may have been. But, like, you can pinpoint, hey, that's Richard Sherman, that's Cam Chancellor, that's Michael Bennett, that's Earl Thomas, whatever. Like,
Cliff Avril,
I think that's the only difference, right? Is these guys are still in that build phase of creating a name for individuals, but continue to keep excelling as a team. Besides that, man, these guys are awesome to watch. They are really fun to watch. They have a bunch of talented guys. Guys up front are some grinders that get after, and they're leading the core of that defense. I'm excited to see what they're going to do, and I think they have the right leadership to be able to go out there and be great as well.
Cliff, they got Hard Knocks coming in this year. They got the cameras everywhere out there. I don't know if you've been out there and seen them, but they do a nice job of kind of staying out of the way. But I can't wait for the show. 2 questions. A, do you like the show Hard Knocks? B, I've said the greatest missed opportunity was having it done when you guys were playing, when it was you and it was Sherm and it was Michael B and all those Earl and all those personalities on that team. That would have been brilliant to see. So what do you think? Would you like to have seen it back when you were playing, or do you like the show, or do you feel like it's too intrusive? What's your take?
So I do like the show because it gives a glimpse of what the NFL really is like. You know what I mean? Because as fans, sometimes, you're just a fan. You're just, hey, you just want to see the Seahawks or whatever team it is go out and play. But then when you see a roster that has 90 people on it, and the grind that goes into it to get to that 53-man roster, and then you got your practice squad guys and whatever else, like it gives it a little bit more life outside of just being a fan, right? But as a player, I would have hated it. I would have hated it just because there's just more media, more attention. I think you can kind of stay out of the way. It would have been easy for me to stay out of the way because of all the different guys and their personalities or whatnot. But I would have hated it just because of the simple fact that there's just more cameras, more things to deal with. But overall, though, I do like the show. I don't know I know for sure John Snyder hates it, right? Like it's not one of those, because he's one of those guys. He wants to, it's already a hard enough job as it is. Now you got to do it in front of the world. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure John and those guys hate it, but overall though, it's definitely good for the brand of the NFL. But I'm sure the Seahawks prefer it to be one of the other 31 teams.
Hey, Cliff, there's certain players that I identify with for different reasons. And for whatever reason, Jarran Reed, I feel like he's my kind of guy. He's kind of an old school guy. I love it. I think he's kind of a goon, right? And I kind of was too. You got to have those guys. And he just old school. Is there anybody on this team, the guys that you've met? Because you were on the sidelines and everything last year in the preseason. By the way, are you back doing that this year?
Yes, I'll be doing the preseason game. Myself and Michael Bennett, Mike Robb, we're all doing the preseason games again. So I'll be on the sideline having a good old time listening to those guys banter a little bit.
Yeah.
But to your question though, the guys that it's like guys that can play in different eras, right? And the guy that you mentioned, honestly, is my guy. Like he's my young rookie that we kind of, I'm going to say, raised to be a certain way, right? Like he was around what that looked like back in the day. And Jarran Reed, like I tell him every time I see him, like, man, I am so proud of you. Like a big brother almost. I'm just so proud of you to see one. I mean, you're going in a year 10 or 11 or whatever it is, but like you went out and won a Super Bowl. You've been grinding it out. Things didn't necessarily go the way you might have planned for them to go at certain points of your career, but you continue to keep moving forward. And now you're a Super Bowl champ. You play a big, huge role in the success of one of the best defenses last year. He's a grinder, man, and he demands respect. That's the biggest thing that I like about Jarran Reed. He demands respect from his teammates, but more so than anything, he demands respect from his opponents. And he's just a grinder. He's a go-getter, and I'm truly, truly proud of him and what he's been able to do over the career that he's continue to keep building out.
I'm glad we have that in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Cliff, one of the things we were talking about with the listeners and looking at this team is where are your area, which area of the team, position group, whatever, do you look at and say, I don't know about this. I don't know. You're uncertain, or maybe you have concerns, because I don't really have any outside of running back. I'm curious how that goes with Zach Charbonnet being hurt. You got a rookie who's going to be sounds like your primary guy to start the year. So that's the biggest area of uncertainty for me as a fan. But outside of that, I feel they're kind of rock solid everywhere. But am I drinking the Kool-Aid? Are there areas that you look at and go, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen at this spot?
I think what you just said is exactly right? Because they didn't really lose key players. And if you think about during our run, right, John was able to keep the main 7 to 10, maybe 12 guys on defense, same core guys on offense. Like that's the philosophy of winning. Like the guys understand the scheme, they understand the system. And that's essentially what they did this offseason, right? Of course, you're always drafting to have depth, but overall, though, just what they've been able to do this offseason was, they make sure they keep a lot of their guys at home. In particular, though, like you said, the running back position, right? You don't know what you're going to get there. That's the only question mark. You got your quarterback, you got the best wide receiver in the league. You got your offensive line pretty much shored up. Some of those guys got paid. Your D-line, linebackers, DBs, all those guys. I mean, maybe safety, right? Losing a couple players there on defense, but I feel confident. I feel confident that the scheme and everything else that they have going, I think that's what's gonna keep us going. I truly feel confident with the players that they have. Now, it's all about, again, because some of these guys are young too. So now it's the leaders like Jaron Reed, Big Cat, all those guys up front, DeMarcus Lawrence, all those guys, making sure they become even bigger leaders and making sure that they play a bigger role in making sure they keep the guys' heads on tight, right? Make sure these guys make sure they're not drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest key of it all. After a long offseason of getting praised and all those different things, they have the right players. They did a good job of doing that. Now, got to make sure the mental is straight going into the season. What you did last year was awesome, but that was last year at this point.
Hey, what do you make of the relationship between Ernest Jones and Sam Darnold is just awesome. And going back to when they lost to the Rams, Bob and I love that clip where EJ says, if you don't like our quarterback, bleep you, all that. So good. Yeah. So good. But yeah, Ernest Jones, I think maybe, and Bob brought this up the other day, I hadn't even thought of this. He's only 26. He's only 26 years old, man. But just those two guys as leaders, I just think on each side of the ball, they really are like the alpha males. And it just seems like a really good, tight unit when you have a guy on offense and a guy on defense that, and I feel like they don't even have to talk about it. Like that relationship just seems to exist.
I mean, you're talking about basically the quarterback of the defense and obviously the quarterback of the offense, right? Like, it is pretty cool to see. Pretty awesome to, one, be vocal about how you feel about your teammates, right? Like teammates feeling supported in the media, feeling supported in the weight room, wherever it may be. But man, like building that camaraderie is huge. And then to see those two guys being leaders of both sides of the ball, it can only create great things from there, right? Now, I think the biggest thing is obviously holding each other accountable, making sure, we're doing what we need to do, preparing our guys to go out and dominate during camp and whatever else it may be, but building that camaraderie. And then all the young players are seeing that. And I think that's key too, because it's contagious. Like, if my middle linebacker, he has this type of relationship and respect for his quarterback, you as a young player, you ain't got no choice but to fall in line, right? You have no choice but to grow up and feel the same way too. So as you become a veteran, you start understanding the value of that, and you start doing the same thing. So it's good to watch, it's good to see, and it's always good that no matter what's going on, that you have each other's back. No matter what's being said about whoever on the team, I'm riding with you. I don't care. We're riding together because we done been to war together. We done won championship together, whatever the case may have been, but I'm riding with you. It's only great things that happen from that point.
Hey, Cliff, I'm curious to get your take on Devin Witherspoon. He's a guy that we love talking about, love watching him. And as Dave points out all the time, if you don't really watch him and you just look at his stats, you're going, huh. Yeah, they're not blowing your doors off, but when you watch him, he's kind of like Earl, where he's just
everywhere.
A heat-seeking missile, and he's always around the ball, and we're waiting to hear about a contract extension. But just from your view as a defensive player, what is it that makes him unique or is special in your mind, if you believe that?
Man, I think the energy that he brings. I mean, that's what you just said, right? Like, if you look at stats, it's like, okay, it's solid, But sometimes numbers don't show the impact. You got to watch that film. See, he's around the ball everywhere. He's making the right calls. He's communicating with his teammates. But more than anything is the energy that he brings to that secondary. He's live all the time. I mean, you go to practice, he's talking. You go in the locker room, he's talking. You know what I mean? So on game day, you can only believe that he's out there talking, right? But the guys need that. You know what I mean? Because there's gonna be days you walk out there, you're like, man, this is day 15 of camp. Like, whoo, I can't wait to get through this practice. And he's back there talking, and so he's going to get you going. Like that's a leader. You know what I mean? So some things don't necessarily show up in the stat book, but there's other ways of being able to contribute to a team outside of just that. But again, if you watch the film, he's sideline to sideline. He's around the ball. He's making the right calls. He's making the guys around him better. So I think he deserves an extension, because he's a big part of what that defense looks like and what the team's made up of.
What's the over-under on the number of times in the preseason that Michael Bennett makes you laugh so hard that you can't do your job? Because that guy, he kills me, man. I just...
He's my best friend, so I deal with it every day. Like when he's in town, he stays at the house. You know what I mean? The kids, everything. It's nonstop. But on TV, sometimes I have to remind him, like, hey, bro, like during a rehearsal or something like that, I'm like, hey, bro, you know you can't say that on TV, right? Like they will find you. They will like that. You can't say that. You know what I mean? This is not the locker room. So it's more of that for me. It's like I have to reel them in sometimes, like it was in the locker room as well. Sometimes, hey, bro, like you can't say that to coaches. I'm sorry, like you can't do those types of things. So it's yin and yang, but we get along so well, man. That's my guy. I love him to death. But for sure, probably over 10 times.
Yeah. Oh, he's hilarious. He is hilarious.
I also have seen him madder than anybody I've ever seen. There was one incident one time, and I'm like, I never saw anybody get that mad that didn't punch somebody.
Yeah.
But I was kind of on his side.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But
no.
I mean,
and I think Doug was egging him on, wasn't he?
Yeah. No, but he was.
You definitely don't want to get on his bad side. You see you see the fun, and like I've seen him on the football field really get mad, and it's like, yo, pump your brakes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're on my side. You're on my side. He can be a different person for sure, but he leans more on enjoying everything and being funny. But he can go there if he needs to.
That's right.
Hey, Cliff, one other question we were asking fans, and this is not a new thing in the NFL, but it is growing, and that's the international games. You know, playing outside of the U.S. I'm curious. Look, as a fan, I don't love it. I want my home game here. I don't want a home game to be taken away from the Seahawks, and I'm guessing that's true for fan bases in other cities. As a player, I mean, I get the motivation. They want to dominate the world, generate more revenue. All of that makes sense. I understand why they're doing it. But as a player, what do you think of it? Is that something you think is, hey, this is great, I would love it, or no, it's not, it takes a toll on the body, the travel, it's not good. Where are you at with that?
As a player, one of the things I'm grateful for is I've never had an international game. Because I mean, players are creatures of habits. Like we have routines. We have times we go to sleep, times we wake up. Like every day is kind of scripted for you. And then you throw a game in London, you throw a game in, they're talking about going to Australia. You throw a game in some of these different places where, the time zone throws you off by 10, 15 hours. You know what I mean? Like that's brutal, right? So I'm not a fan of it from that perspective, but also I'm not a fan of it because nobody thinks about this. And I've had talks with different individuals about this too, is like soccer turf and turf that guys play on for football is completely different. Yes. Right? Like soccer, they need the turf to give a little bit because he's got to slide and whatever else. Football, you need it to be a little firm. And on top of the fact that these guys are probably, 100, 150 pounds heavier than most soccer players, right?
Yes.
So the turf component of it plays a different role too. So these are different reasons why, as a player, I definitely would dislike it. Just the travel and the turf and the change of cadence of being your cadence, your weekly cadence. But also, honestly, you're a pro too. So they pay you to be able to adjust and all those different things. As an NFL, though, I completely understand. I gave myself this role, this title, but it's not official. But I'm like a brand ambassador for the Seahawks. I've traveled and done quite a few different things in different countries for them, and I see why. The game, they're like, people are really excited about the NFL coming to their country. And I understand that NFL wants to become a global business as well, which is going to be good for the players and all those different things too. But collectively for the players, I wouldn't be for it. As a business, I completely understand it.
Yeah, boy, that turf in Germany was torn up Really,
Yeah.
I mean, the grass, and you're right. And I know everybody was talking about that you got like 300-pound guys out there.
Yeah.
Big difference, so.
That makes sense. The big event coming up this weekend, a reminder, everybody, at Side Out Tsunami Pickleball Center. It's at 2300 26th Avenue South in Seattle. This weekend, Champions of Change All-Star Pickleball Tournament featuring the great Cliff Avril, Doug Baldwin, Michael Bennett. Marshawn may be there. Others may be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, trying not to embarrass myself,
Stoughton,
but just proud to be in the building. So it's going to be a fun event
Yes.
starting at 10 a.m. this weekend. Get on out there. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be meet and greets, all kinds of great things. So it should be a great event. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend, my friend. As always, really appreciate you taking time with us.
Man, thank you guys, man. Thanks for always having me, making it a fun time. You guys continue to keep doing your thing as well. Appreciate you.
Hey, don't go light on Bob. You know, you can take him
No,
down,
no.
man.
We talked about this. We compete, baby. We compete.
He's going to be smashing line drives at me. I'm going to be going, I thought we were cool. What happened? Where'd the love
No,
go?
we are. Once we get off the court, we're friends.
Appreciate you, man. We'll see you this weekend.
Thanks, brother.
There he is, Cliff Avril, everybody. Again, if you want to check out more information, go to championsofchangefoundation.org /events, and you'll find out all the details on the event coming up this weekend. Should be a lot of fun out there. Looking forward to that. Meanwhile, he did some firsthand scouting last night. So we're going to check in with our guy, Adam Ray, figure out what's going on with this Mariners team, get his diagnosis. He's going to join us next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our summertime savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
If the customer wants to be met in Seattle, then let's get that car from Kirkland to Seattle so that customer can come in there and transact.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Every job's different, so why not your equipment plan? Rent it when you need it. Buy it when you're ready. Levitt Machinery makes it easy to get to work. Need a lift? Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish CyberKnife treatment for prostate cancer. What's it like to go through the CyberKnife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It was just too easy.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnife Prostate.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Ready to relax, unwind, and feel your best?
The Spa Warehouse Summer Savings Expo is on now. Enjoy big savings on in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. Hot tubs start as low as $3,999 with savings up to $3,000 on select models. Score incredible deals on in-stock swim spas. Save up to $7,700. Plus, interest-free financing through 2028 on approved credit. The expo ends this Friday. Don't delay. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net.
Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Well, the Mariners dropped Game 2 of their series to the Dodgers last night. Look to win the series today when they move Brian Wu up a day to give an extra day of rest to Bryce Miller. So Wu gets the start tonight. He goes up against Roki Sasaki in the finale of this series. You can catch it all starting at 6 o'clock with the pregame show, 7:10 first pitch, Seattle Sports on 7:10. And again, the Rays doing their part to help out the Mariners. They beat the Rangers again today, 3-2, the final in that one. Royals fall to the Twins, 4-3. It was the Yankees. They were out in front, 1-0 in extra innings, and the White Sox come back, put up 2 runs, and win the game in 11 innings, 2-1. In 10 innings, it was the Cubs over the Cardinals, 4-2. Games still to come, Nationals and Braves, Marlins and Mets, Pirates and Reds, A's playing host to the Red Sox, and the Padres and Giants get together in San Diego.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Well, it was a rough night last night for the Mariners in L.A., and I think the only thing that made it a little easier for them was the fact that they ran into this guy who just makes everybody smile. Every time you see a picture of him, he's drooling. He's sending us pictures on the field with him and Dan and him and Cal out there in L.A. doing his best to get them ready for the game. It just didn't work. But he's with us right now, star of the Adam Ray Show, which is just crushing on Netflix right now. Adam Ray is here. How are you, brother?
Bob, David, Matt, Mike. How are you?
What are you doing? Where are you going? You're in transport there. Where are you headed to?
Well, taking my sweet wife Amanda. Say hi, babe.
Hi, Amanda.
We're going to. That's enough. We're taking a little lunch date before we go to Game 3 tonight at Dodger Stadium. we're going to take a little lunch date to the OG, otherwise known in the Wyman household as the Olive Garden.
There we go.
That's eating fancy right
Fine
there.
dining. Yeah.
Dave, okay, Dave, I don't think I like your tone, but what is, let's go around the room here real quick before we get into some sports talk. What is your Olive Garden order? Bobby, first, because you look the most Italian.
I usually go for the penne pasta with meat sauce and then throw some meatballs on there as well.
Oh, God. Bobby goes, I like the penne pasta, throw a little meatballs on top. Yeah, you are speaking our language. I mean, first of all, I don't know if you guys have slept next to a pregnant woman. Mike, I know you have, but there is definitely a perk if you like the legal green medicinal the things that you can do in your own spare time to enhance cartoons and cookies. If you participate and you sleep next to a pregnant woman at night, it is like sleeping next to Willy Wonka every night, because she is just waking up with the most wild concoctions, like hey, pepperoni pizza dipped in hot fudge with some gushers, and I'm like, that's exactly what I want right now.
Eating healthy, I love it.
Yeah. Now watch out, because you can put on sympathy pounds. I know during my wife, when she was pregnant, both times I gained like 10, 12 pounds. So you got to be careful there, buddy. Yeah.
Did we lose him?
I think we did.
He went away there. We'll see.
I think trying to drive is not the best call for wireless internet.
They may have to put a pause on the Olive Garden trip and find a spot where the signal's strong. Get him back online. So we'll see if we can get him back out there. But yeah, going back out for Game 3. He's devoted. I give him credit, man. Anybody who follows Adam on social media or you watch him on YouTube, doesn't matter what city he's in, where he's at in the country, he's always repping Seattle. He's got a Mariner hat on or a Seahawks shirt, or he's always got some Seattle sports gear on. And doesn't matter if he's in Houston with the Astros, reign supreme. He's wearing a Mariners hat, Mariners jacket. Give him respect for that.
Everybody just loves him, and it just pisses me off. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean,
want somebody to go,
what
a creep. I can't stand that guy.
No, I mean, he really does. Everybody loves him. And like you were talking about, like George Kirby, who it's hard to get a smile out of George. He's a serious dude. And he just, whether it's Sam Darnold or Mike McDonald or John Schneider, I mean, it's.
They love him.
Yeah. He truly is an original guy. So, yeah. And he does a lot of work as far as Seattle sports goes.
Yeah.
Goes out to practices all the time. So.
All right, I think
let me tell you this.
We got him back.
Dave, the Wi-Fi gods were sensing your beginnings of a fat joke you were making, and you know what? Bob got those out when I played in the NBA Celeb All-Star game in 2019. So yeah, dude, you think I forgot? No, fat kids never forget.
Oh, come on, man! I feel terrible about that. He keeps bringing it.
What happened?
I don't know. Let's move on from that. I feel bad about that.
Well, guess what, dude? It's time to pay the piper. So I was squeezing into my, in my defense, they gave me a jersey that was not an appropriately sized jersey.
It wasn't a triple X?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I will have you know, I am I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I'm in better shape. The last 2 weeks, we all fluctuate, dude. I mean, unless you're Lefko and you constantly look like a 42-year-old Filipino woman. But and Mike, that's a compliment, because those women are some of the most in shape women on the planet. A lot of like weird elbow definition, I know, anyway, but the sympathy 15, Dave, is real. Like I've been told that. That's actually what when we got to say hi to Cal and Danny before the game yesterday, and Cal was like, "You gotta be careful, man. I've heard about that." And I was like, "You look good right now." He's like, "But I was like, dude, it's tough, because she's eating for two, and sometimes you feel bad if she's just stuffing her face and you're just sitting there, not so." But
hey,
anyway, I'm doing okay so far. Go ahead.
How's the show going on Netflix? I've texted you a few times, but every Friday a new episode comes out of the Adam Ray Show. He's in a different character, or even the one you did with your mom. You weren't in character; it was just you and your mom, which was a really cool episode. Yeah. But he's doing Dr. Phil. He's doing the coach. Love the coach.
Oh, love the coach.
Dude, coach. Guess what? Your coach episode. It's a banger, and definitely gonna be one of your guys's and most Seattle Seahawks fans' favorite episode. But even if you're a casual sports fan, I think people are going to love it. That episode comes out next week, actually.
That's the one with Schneider and McDonald?
With Coach McDonald and John Schneider, GM of the Year. And as I referred to him during the episode, I go, John Schneider, GM of the Year. Mike McDonald, not Coach of the Year. But it's such a good episode because, first of all, they were such good sports. They were laughing a lot, and they were just down to clown. That's all you want out of anytime I go on your guys' show, and whether it's like that day after I got to pop in as Coach Donnelly, like you guys are just down to be silly, and that's the name of the game, at least in my world. But we talk a good amount of football too, like in a fun way, and get some good personal stuff out of them too, and they're just really fun together too. I think that's what's going to be really fun to see is them in a setting that's not so just serious the whole time. They, although we talk some serious X's and O's, but not enough to have it not feel like a comedy show. So that's next week. Tomorrow's episode is my Kelly character, the introduction for her, and she's interviewing the new kids on the block in Vegas, and it's also a banger episode. Every episode has these fun interstitials. Like for Coach Donnelly, there's a bunch of shots of me like shadow boxing in the corner in front of Chuck Arnold, and then there's a few of me in the weight room lifting and doing box jumps, running sprints in the on the practice field. And there's one of me trying to do a box jump and just completely eating crap and falling. And in the fat suit, it's pretty great. But there's some interstitials for Kelly in Vegas where I'm playing slots, and then at one point I go up to the bar, and there's a guy sitting there, and as soon as I walk up, and by the way, they put these fake, my makeup gal does on my makeup, Jen Aspinall, got these fake silicone boobs to put on, and they are as real as money can buy. I mean, it is like I'll send you a pic. These things are like they're so real, and they feel, they bounce, whatever. And they're big too. It's like, I was like, Jen, B's would have been fine. She gave me like H's. Like these things are large and in charge. And so I'm sitting at the bar, and I sit down, and this, like, some guy's hammered. It's like 7 p.m. And as soon as I sit down, he just goes, "Oh, geez." Like just sees me sit down, is like, like just looked at it because I looked at me, and then I lean over to him and I go, $50. I go $50 for a back rub. $60 for anything crazy, and $80 to meet your parents. And he goes, "No, thanks."
So the episode that just came out was the one with Marshawn.
Marshawn, yeah, we did one live at the Neptune in Seattle. It's Dr. Phil, Marshawn, Sammy Darnold makes an appearance. Cliff Avril, who he just had on, was in the crowd and did a fun little bit. Jordan Babineau was there. But Marshawn's was great. I mean, it's, again, you get some football stuff and you get a lot of silly stuff, and having the live audience was great. We're going to film one on Sunday with Dr. Phil and Dana Carvey at a 500-seat comedy club.
Wow.
So that'll be an awesome ep. But yeah, every Friday on Netflix, they're doing great. It's a new thing for Netflix because the show, like I said, is under their podcast banner. So we don't really know how it's tracking yet. We'll find out soon, but hopefully get a season 2 and then a stand-up special as well would be great, because I'm getting pretty close with the hour, all this new pregnancy material and just life material. But yeah, what I say, I go one of my new jokes, I go I'm wanting to oh, actually, I just realized I can't say it. But anyway, but it's
that's good. I'm glad the filter kicked in.
I know you have a cough button, but you don't have a Adam Ray stream of consciousness about it.
Well, let me ask you a question, and I have a good attitude. Okay, I have a good attitude right now.
Dave, I love you. I love you so much.
I love you too. So seriously, like, how do these things come up? Like these characters, is it something that you develop, or is it like hit you like a bolt of lightning? Like, oh, I should do this, or are they kind of spin-offs of other characters? How do you come up with these?
Yeah, I mean, every character is based, like the girl character is definitely based on girls I went to high school with, even college. Just, I mean, I think I've, if you're gonna be an actor, comedian, a job, especially comedian, like your instincts, your perceptive abilities, like being able to be a sponge, and especially for me, I like to do act outs in my stand-up act, but I've just always been a pretty good like mimic as far as like even like, and when I'm telling stories, I always naturally have to act out the people in the stories to paint the fullest picture possible. And then it's just about anything, like getting reps of doing stuff like that and committing to it. I remember in high school, telling stories at, whether we were at like, Golden Gardens doing a bonfire or at some high school party or whatever. And you're telling a story. I couldn't not go into it. And then it's just doing that a bunch to where you get comfortable to like not doubt yourself or think twice or be embarrassed to do like a voice or whatever. And like Coach Donnelly's based on a football coach I had in 7th grade that I was supposed to practice with no pads for 2 weeks because it was my first time playing football. I think his name was Coach Ron something or Don. And he had this like UW starter jacket that was just baked in cigarette butts. And like, he just always smelled like secondhand smoke. Mm-hmm. And he was like, Ray, he's like, what are you doing? Like he had this real, so Ron is a version of this guy, but he had a real fearless, carefree attitude. And I go, I'm supposed to not wear pads for 2 weeks. He was like, well, you could not wear pads or you could suit up and be a man about it and practice now. So I go to the barn, I put on pads, and I got lit up by, we had all these 7th graders, 8th graders, and some high school kids. It was a select team, and I was a bigger kid, so I was playing like years above. And there was a kid named Alan Roquet, who everyone on the team was middle school to high school. I believe Alan Roquet was 46. He had a family. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. He had a family and he was playing select football. And we did angle tackling and he lit me up, knocked the wind out of me. I get back home. My mom's like, how was practice? I was like, yeah. But after that, I always had that guy in the back of my head. And so when I was interviewing John and Mike, again, for the nature of the show, I was like, I want every episode to be a different character, different location. And just trying to expand my universe, I'm like, I could interview Mike and John as Phil or my nerdy character Jeremy, who I think we're going to do with The Rock. But I was like, some sort of guy it's in sports would be fun. And then I was like, oh man, who do I know? And it was like that coach came to my mind. And then it was like getting into the full, Nutty Professor fat suit. I mean, that makeup job is like 4.5 hours, which is pretty crazy. And I'm actually going to I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to say it. But I'm going to roast the Seahawks during Hard Knocks in a couple weeks, the VMAC.
Wow.
As Coach Donnelly. So I don't know if they're going to include it, but they're going to be there filming it. So whether it's for me or the actual show, which was the whole goal, which is why Mike and John helped me set it up. But so getting to roast the team as myself a few years ago was fun. But getting to do it in character, I was texting with Sam and I go, I'm going to be roasting you guys as Donnelly. And he goes, you can't hurt my feelings. I go, careful what you wish for. I go, me is one thing, but in full makeup, there's no telling what's going to come out of my mouth. So we'll go with it.
How tough is it when you're in that character? And I've told you this before, that's the one character that seems like you don't break. I don't see you laugh. And that's what makes it even better is you don't smile. You commit to that. But how hard is it not to laugh when you're in that character, especially if you've got Schneider and McDonald in front of you and they're cracking up? You got to keep it straight. I haven't seen the episode yet, but that's part of the beauty of that character is you never break.
Love you, dude. Yeah, it helps a lot. I mean, there's obviously, I think I've just gotten to a point to where I can recognize when something's funny and a good moment, and then it's just like the desire to not ruin it by breaking. But they definitely. In every episode, I laugh a little bit. Like Dave Matthews got me to laugh a few times as Phil because he just said stuff back to me. Like when I asked John and Mike at one point, I go, how do you guys keep active? Like, are you always, Mike, you seem like a little nervous guy. I mean, first of all, how old are you? He's like 38. I go, good Lord, you look like you're 15. I go, look at me, I'm 59. I go, this is what you get. This is what your future's going to look like. And then I was like, and then I go, Mike, how do you keep active? You're always just nervously pacing. Like I'm on everything. Ozempic, ibuprofen, cream cheese, and he goes, I go, do you got a Fitbit? And then he's like, no, I don't have a Fitbit. And then I go, John, how you keep it active? John goes, I have an Aura ring. And I go, I think that's for women to get pregnant. And then they both start laughing. And I go, oh, wait, no, that's a Nuva ring. I go, I always get those things mixed up. And but there's but even that, like them laughing too, like just is infectious and made me laugh. And I mean, you forget these people are people too. Even talking to Danny before the game last night, and I was telling him about Amanda being pregnant, and he's got I think 4 kids, he said, and he was like, man, just get your sleep now and this and that, and but there's certain people that, to go back to your question, Dave, are more mimicable than not. Like Cal, pretty even keeled guy, like. I could definitely do a character based on Cal that would just, playing, seasons, like Cal, I mean, just go up there, sing about, like a real, like, mouth doesn't open a lot, like, kind of just, playing, it's kind of, like, so there's like, I would start with like doing a little bit of, however he's a heightened version of how he sounds to me, and then figure out what that guy is. Every character, you need a little bit of a backstory. And then for me, I don't like to have everything figured out so that I can discover it through improvising, like the amount of things I found from doing your guys' show with Coach Donnelly after the Mike and John interview, where there was one moment where I didn't realize how, like, closeted sad Ron was, where I just like took a deep breath and go, you ever think you're just gonna you're gonna just breathe and that could be your last one? Yeah. And then you guys started laughing, but I was like, oh, this guy's got a dark side to him. Yeah.
That's gonna be it.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah,
I like when you looked at Dave and said, "Are you even awake right now?"
Yeah.
But
well,
I couldn't believe what I was looking at, though. I mean, that was like, I honestly, I could have spent an hour in the room with you and not known that it was you. It was,
that makeup job is
weird,
something,
man.
That is something.
I know, I can't wait to see, because obviously I know a few of the Hawks and coaching staff, but like I'm gonna tell Sam not to say anything, but hopefully, boy, that's not a good sign if I just burped up something from yesterday and I'm about to go out all day.
Something you had yesterday, like a lunch yesterday there?
Yeah, I think it's my digestive system preparing for the
onslaught.
Meat sauce. The onslaught that is the OG. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, you want my breadsticks? You want my breadsticks? No, I'm fine, man. But you just got here. You want my breadsticks? Yeah. They really, yeah. I want to hopefully play it off as real as possible. So I hope these guys really are like, I want Mike to introduce me truly as like Coach Ron Donnelly from Laguna High in Dayton, Ohio. This guy's been around the game for a while. Like, I really wanted to set it up like, the way that, like, people like Cal was telling me today that Michael Phelps came and spoke to the WBC team a few times, like, because they were in Arizona and he came through to give some pep talks and whatnot, which I don't know what you say as Phelps other than like, hey, you can smoke weed and still be one of the greatest swimmers of all time. But he, so like, I want this to be treated as like Coach McDonald's bringing in this like legend of the game to speak to the players, and then I end up just like ripping everybody apart. So,
well, hopefully they can keep a straight face so that the team doesn't know what's. I mean, Darnold's going to know because you told him, but the other guys, hopefully he can introduce you in a serious way where they think, all right, who's this? Yeah, who's this guy? That's going to be.
It'd be awesome. Yeah.
How's the development of the Lefko character? Are you going to use the basis of Lefko to develop into another new character?
Yeah, it's definitely Mike is very. Everybody knows this guy. Everybody has this guy and his friends too. The guy that's just very soft-spoken, but also very direct. The guy that's, I don't want to say that I don't want to say that I'm not allowed at Legoland anymore, but I definitely had a couple of incidents that I wouldn't like to report on. Let my lawyer do the talking for you. But as it says on the sign, that adults are able to attend the theme park without children. So I was just doing what I was told. But
oh, jeez. He's turned into a predator.
Let's talk some M's for a minute. What do we think? What do we think about the deadline? I know you guys are talking about it on end, but I know the reliever talk is big. I know that maybe a bat
right-handed
is good.
bat.
Right-handed bat. That feels like the consensus. I don't know what the timetable for Donovan is. I have to agree with what I've heard from some of the players that we have the group and we haven't gotten, like last year, and there's another thing I was, talking with Cal about was like there hasn't been the last 4 or 5 years, or I guess 4 years, there was always a stretch where it was like, 10 in a row or 8 out of 11 or 14 in a row. We haven't hit that at all. And not that you want to get hot in late August, but Cal was like, dude, we didn't even hit our stride till about then last year. And not to say that that's, again, ideal, because it's not. You just, you keep fans, as the mayor of Palpitation City. But I think it is. I think it is something to not consider that and even like the first game of this series was so, not that you want to completely hang your hat on that, but you have to. It's like there is the game of baseball is so, fickle, and that's the right word, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. They've shown what they can do in the first game. You've seen what they're capable of. We've seen it throughout the season. They won 8 in a row actually when Cal was out. But the bottom line is those guys, Cal, Julio, Naylor, those guys have to be who they're supposed to be. And right now they're not for whatever reasons. And when you talk to Cal, tell him, please stop chasing the fastball up around your eyes. Please stop that. It's maddening. It's maddening, right? He's expanding the zone so much. I don't know what's going on.
Can I get back to you? Can I get back to you on whether or not I want to tell him how to hit the ball?
Just say it was from somebody. I'm just kidding.
Just make sure he knows it's coming from Bob and not from Wyman.
Yeah. You're talking. Yeah, you're talking to a guy who scored on his own team in the 5th grade, and then whose best friend's dad called him an effing idiot on the drive home. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the athletic particulars to the guys who do it. But I will say we haven't, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. And Mike, I know you will. There is no moment this season where we've had the team that we were all in spring training talking about, right? From top to bottom. I mean, there's been no, like, that lineup on paper with JP and Donovan and everybody. So that's another thing. And I know that's such a glass half full, like, well, it'll get better when everything's the way it's supposed to be. But, you haven't had your best foot forward all year. You've had these flashes of greatness, but you don't, and not to say that, Josh Naylor needs, the proper lineup in front of him that he is accustomed to, but who knows how that changes how everyone's getting pitched to.
Right. It's we're up against the clock, Adam. We got to go, man.
What? Says who?
It went by fast, didn't it?
Yeah.
Went by fast.
It was 26 minutes of comedy fury right there from Adam Ray, who's got a new show out. If you haven't seen it yet on Netflix, the new episodes every single Friday. Go back, check out the ones that have already happened. He's talked to Dave Matthews. He's talked to Andrew Santino, Bublé. I mean, just
Bublé's a great episode.
Huge cross section of people. Marshawn Lynch, obviously, he's going to have
Dave.
He's going to have an episode.
Bob and Dave.
We didn't make the cut. We didn't make the cut.
If they give me, how about this? If they give me 30 more seasons, you guys are in.
Perfect. We're going to hold you to that.
Oh, wait. And also, I'm playing the Washington State Fair on September 23rd at whatever. I don't know whatever. I think the big main stage. I'm the headliner for the fair. So whether you love me or hate me, come on out, because anything can happen. I'm hopefully the show is at night, because daytime shows at fairs where children are present is never a good idea.
Not for your material.
But some fairs, hey, I know how to adjust. It's easy to clean it up. I can come on your show and be as clean as I need to be. So, but that's September 23rd, Washington State Fair. Go Hawks, go Mariners, go Storm, go Kraken. And hey, Adam Silver, if you're listening, let's figure it out, dude. What are we doing, man?
Let's get it done.
Bye, Amanda.
Brett Barry. She's not in the car, Dave. Quit talking to my wife. There's I told you. You get 6 words a week to her. Brett Barry came to my show in Hermosa Beach last week, and said from the inside, and this is, I don't want to misquote, but B. Barry, who is a very cool guy, said that things feel like they're moving in the right direction. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. All right, buddy. Let's
I love you guys.
Let's touch base when you come in town for the roast, and we'll catch up then.
Done and done.
See you, buddy.
I love you guys. Bye, Mike.
See you, buddy. There you go. Adam Ray. The great Adam Ray. Again, check out his show on Netflix. New episodes every single Friday and different characters and just hilarious stuff. Really good stuff. So check it out on Netflix. Meanwhile, how has life changed for Jalen Sundell since winning a Super Bowl? We'll ask him about that. You're going to hear that conversation coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Putting in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife. You know, in my 6 years of working with Swedish Cyberknife, I've had the pleasure of speaking with several patients who offer a glowing endorsement of their prostate cancer treatment. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent the entire Swedish Cyberknife treatment for prostate cancer in just 1 week, Monday through Friday, with each session lasting less than an hour. And he chose Swedish Cyberknife because it was only 5 days of treatment versus several months with other treatments. And on top of that, Swedish Cyberknife had by far the least interruption to his daily life. No surgery, no catheter, and the recovery was incredibly quick. And Tim heard about the Cyberknife treatment from our radio commercials, just like you're hearing right now. So if you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, schedule a consultation with Swedish Cyberknife at swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ way.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
This is TV's Dr. Travis Stork for Eggland's Best Eggs. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Wyman and Bob from the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seahawks training camp is well underway. A lot of anticipation for this season on the heels of a Super Bowl title. We get a chance to speak to a member of this O-line who performed extremely well last season. Their starting center, Jalen Sundell, is here with us. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, guys. Thanks.
Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes with us. It's interesting. This is this will be your third year in the league, right?
Yep, going on my third year.
Yeah, so this will be your third offensive coordinator. And I'm curious how, you're a guy, obviously everybody else that's been there this whole time has to go with that change. But going from last year to this year, we keep hearing that it's not dramatically different. It's more of an extension of what last year was with some tweaks. Is that so far, does that feel accurate, or does it feel like, hey, I'm learning a whole new offense again?
No, definitely pretty much the same, but with some more words and some things have switched names, but really they're the same thing, and some extra stuff, but it's really the same stuff.
And given that, having the same offensive line coach though, that's got to be a big deal though, right? With John Benton there.
Yeah, for sure, especially with being able to keep our techniques the same. Every time you change offense, you're going to have different techniques that work well in different systems. But when we have the same system and the same O-line coach who wants the same stuff as what we did last year, we can build off of that and really work and get better at what we've been doing.
When you look back at last year, Jalen, you're individually, how do you feel like obviously the team couldn't be any better. You're a Super Bowl champ, but when you break down your specific play, are you looking at it going, man, I really took a big step, or hey, I've got to get better at this, that, or the other? How do you view your play last year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of what I put on tape, but I know there's a lot more to be desired, and I want to finish blocks better and do some techniques better than I did last year. So yeah, I'm proud of what I did, but I'm looking to just get better.
So Jalen, what's it like walking around a Super Bowl champion? Anything changed? Do you have people asking you lots of questions? Did you go back home? What was your whole off-season experience like outside of all the hard work that you put in for this season?
Yeah, for the most part, I think I'm pretty unrecognizable. So, until I get back to my hometown, there's quite a few more people that are wanting to take pictures and stuff. But, you know, for the most part, you know, I've been able to, you know, enjoy the family and my daughter and my wife. And, you know, we pretty much can go out in Seattle. And, you know, sometimes there's a picture here or there, but for the most part, we get to enjoy each other.
What did you do in the off season? Did you go on any extended break, or did you take a week off and get right back into the gym? How did that work out for you?
Yeah, I think I took a week off, and then, you know, mostly lifting right away, and then, you know, the closer you get to OTAs, the more running you do. But besides that, I did some fishing, went to Louisiana, did some fishing, and me and my wife went to Hawaii for the first time, so that was really fun. So yeah, a mix of working and leisure.
Hey, Jalen, tell us, you know, you got pretty much the same components coming back on that offensive line, which is a really good thing. But as far as the chemistry is, how much has it built over, you know, the last couple of years that you've seen, and, you know, how it seems like you guys are a pretty tight group?
Yeah, I remember my rookie year, we were all pretty good friends, but we weren't necessarily, you know, hanging out a lot outside of the building. Or on free time, but, you know, the year before this, in camp, I remember we were all playing cards together, and that was kind of the start of a real bond and brotherhood that we started to build. And as the season went on, you know, we spent quite a bit of time, you know, outside of the facilities together, and you know, we're building on that this year, and you know, I really feel it's like, you know, we're going to work with our brothers out there right now. So it's been really fun to have, you know, the same group. That doesn't always happen in the NFL. So it feels really special, and it's a lot of fun.
What card games you playing?
We played some poker. We play this game called 31. We have a mix.
Hey, playing next to a guy that you played with at the college level in Gray Zabel, were you a sounding board for him? Were you a guy that I've got to imagine just having that previous relationship made his transition easier? You were, you know, a guy that had gone through it and could tell him what he's in store for. Was he a guy that would hit you up, ask you questions about how do we do this? How should I approach that? What was that like?
Yeah, there was definitely some of that. I mean, it was my first year playing too, and so a lot of it we learned together, and there was little things that we, you know, kind of each picked up on, and you know, be able to share. But, you know, I think the biggest thing was, you know, having a guy like that who I lived with. We already know how each other process things, and it's really easy to, you know, go up to one another and you know, tell each other how it is without, you know, worry of taking someone off, because we already have that brotherhood built, and you know, we have so much respect for each other that, you know, it makes working with him that much easier. And you know, there's a special bond coming from NDSU, playing together in college. There's nothing else like it.
Hey, Jalen, so do you wear, I'm sure you're one of those guys, you're a big bling guy, you know, you're probably wearing your Super Bowl ring everywhere. I'm kidding. You seem like you're kind of a low-key guy, but have you showed that to people, and, you know, have you worn it, or, you know, where is it? I mean, what do you, how do you look at that? Is that something that you would ever even wear?
No, I don't think you ever wear that. I think it sits in the safe. You get to pay insurance on it, and when people ask to see it, you bring it out and you put it back.
There you go.
I did see a picture, though, that you posted. I don't know if it was Instagram or TikTok or whatever, but you had a ring on all 5 fingers, and obviously the Seahawks was the biggest. But what were the other 4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was fortunate to win one in high school, state championship, 3 national championships in college, and then last year.
Jeez, man! I mean, just nothing but victory for you. That's fantastic.
There's been a lot of losses too. A lot of losses.
Hey, who did you talk to that had maybe the wildest off season? I know that Gray went back. I guess he went back and worked on his father's farm or something like that. But hear any unusual stories of what guys did in the off season?
I don't think anything comes to mind. Yeah, I mean, Gray was, I'm sure, in between in the tractor and the weight room.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing comes to mind as far as extravagant off seasons.
Well, Jalen, it's always a pleasure to speak with you, man. We really appreciate you taking the time with us, and we cannot wait for the season to get underway.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. There's Jalen Sundell. If you guys missed any part of that conversation, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, is it overblown hype, or are there areas where the Rams are actually better than this Seahawks team? We'll get into some of the comparisons coming up next with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man?
Putting in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Well, I know a lot of you out there are like me, and you have to have a pair of readers with you at all times to see small print. Perhaps you go into restaurants, you go into stores, you have to have them around the house like I did. I got tired of it, frankly. I was just done with it. That's when I went to K2 Vision RLE for refractive lens exchange, and it is a whole new world, and all of those glasses are now sitting in a drawer. Now, when you add King LASIK and K2 Vision together, you get freedom vision for every stage of life. LASIK and EVO ICL from King LASIK gives you freedom from glasses and contacts, where refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE adds extra freedom from readers and cataracts. So again, if you're just dealing with struggling vision, you got readers all over the place, and you're done with it, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect and permanent solution. And on top of that, you'll never develop a cataract. With over 400,000 procedures, Doctors Kopstein and King are two of the most experienced vision correction surgeons in America. So whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors out there with all of the data to recommend the very best procedure for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. King LASIK and K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Guaranteed. Well, thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get their best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber, coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ew.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Seattle Sports is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the Seattle Sports app or go to seattlesports.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at seattlesports.com/win.
That's seattlesports.com/win.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Cascade Machinery and Electric is a multi-generational family-owned and operated industrial equipment expert. They're hiring field service technicians now. They offer competitive pay, great benefits, and a career with a company that values hard work and loyalty. Come join the team known for showing up, working hard, and delivering results for over 100 years. Visit cascade-machinery.com/careers. Again, that's cascade-machinery.com/careers. Don't wait. Apply today.
Ready to relax, unwind, and feel your best? The Spa Warehouse Summer Savings Expo is on now. Enjoy big savings on in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. Hot tubs start as low as $3,999 with savings up to $3,000 on select models. Score incredible deals on in-stock swim spas. Save up to $7,700. Plus, interest-free financing through 2028 on approved credit. The expo ends this Friday. Don't delay. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
When the heat's an 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
DayandNight.net. Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
DayandNight.net.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk Jackson Smith and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Our thanks once again to Jalen Sundell and Adam Ray, who joined us in the last couple of segments. If you guys missed either of those conversations, any part of the show, you'll be able to find them on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Click the podcast tab, click our picture, and it's right there waiting for you after the show each and every night. And you can click subscribe. It's totally free, and that way it just shows up for you every day, so you don't have to worry about what you miss. Meanwhile, we played this cut yesterday, which, I kind of, Dave, attributed to, look, this is his brand, if you will. This is what he has. He's got to give hot takes when you're on these debate shows on TV. You got to be a hot take guy. But there's something Dan Orlovsky said that really stuck out in the whole scheme of things when he was talking about the Rams, and it was not about heaping praise on the Rams. He's not unique there. But it's what he said about the coaching, where they've got this distinct advantage over. This is what he said.
Every team, there's always the health question for everybody. There's only so many teams that, if healthy, can win it. I think there's like 8 or 10 this year. No one sniffs the Rams. Not when it comes to the coaching and the talent, nobody.
So that's fine. You can think the Rams are the best team in the league, and a lot of people do. That's fine. It's not even about that. But when he said the coaching, he started with the coaching. Nobody sniffs the Rams, and he led with the coaching. I'm thinking, what are you talking about, man? Yeah. And not just here in Seattle. I mean, if you're a 49er fan and Coach Shanahan, he's a hell of a coach. I hate the 49ers, but he's a hell of a coach. There are some really good coaches in this league, and McVay's a fantastic coach. No doubt about it. No debate. But Mike McDonald just won a Super Bowl in his second full year as a head coach. He was a double-digit game winner in the first year as a first-year head coach. And you're telling us he clearly doesn't have the most talented roster, because by all accounts it's the Rams. So he did more with less by everybody else's definition, that somehow the Seahawks were not as talented as a Super Bowl champion should be, but somehow, some way, they found their way to losing just 3 total games the entire season and won a Super Bowl. I kind of feel like the head coach has a lot to do with that, and he now has the same number of Super Bowl titles. McVay's got 1, right?
Yeah.
It's just 1 title?
That first, was that 2017?
No, 2021.
Oh, 2021.
In their building. Yeah.
That's right, in their own building against the Bengals.
Yeah. So, and this is not a knock on McVay. I think he is a tremendous coach, obviously.
Yeah.
But to make it sound like, oh, it's him and everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, what are you using as the standard? Is it just the fact that they're competitive, or are you going by Super Bowl titles? Or are you going what's the metric you're using here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think their defensive coordinator is pretty good, Chris Shula. He does a good job, and there's no doubt that that McVay is a really good offensive coach. But I think if you put Mike up against him, Mike wins. So and then the other thing, the question asked, I think Lefko or you asked about, where else are they, maybe superior? Like they're far better on special teams. They had
the Seahawks.
The Seahawks are. They had a lot of problems. They actually, I think they fired their coordinator. Like, I can't remember at what point. It's now Chase Blackburn. I'm not sure who it was before, but it was, and they were bad. Remember, they switched kickers.
Yeah,
they went to the thicker kicker.
Yeah, that's right.
the first guy, I'm trying to remember his name, but that guy was Mevis. And who's the other guy that they had, Mike? I just had it up. It was Joshua Carty. And so he was like 10 for 15. And then the Rams also got a punt blocked. So, and that ended up being huge in those games. Now, Jason Myers had the missed field goal at the end of the game in the first meeting, but as far as special teams goes, we end up scoring a touchdown on a punt return. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know. It was that part of it was a big difference. And, it's hard to find a game where the Seahawks did not make a special team play.
Yeah.
If you look last year.
Yeah, it was an absolute focus and strength for them. So, this, again, I get it. I get the praise of the Rams. That's fine. But when he made it sound like, coaching, like it's not even a conversation. I'm like, I think you're way off base there. But that, it's his opinion, I guess. So
yeah, I mean, I think that maybe they're equal. I mean, those were pretty tight games, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Sean McVay and Mike McDonald, but McDonald won, and then and I think Shula I think he's a good defensive coordinator, but their special teams and really this is what we were saying all year, that special teams, they don't really give it its due.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I mean, Jay Harbaugh did a phenomenal job. So as far as coaching staffs go, I would say they were pretty even, except for when you go to special teams.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've given this man a difficult task of once again counseling us, cheering us up when it comes to the Mariners. Talking about Jon Morosi, who's going to join us next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man?
Put in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Earn money while you listen, earn money while you drive, earn money while you sleep. It's Dave Wyman here, and I know we're all looking for ways to add extra income without adding extra hours to our workday. How about joining a credit union where your money earns money? That's Harborstone Credit Union, founded in 1955 for local, hard-working people. And they have a money market special offering strong returns for your hard-earned money. All it takes is a couple of clicks of the mouse at harborstone.com/moneymarket to open one. As soon as it's opened, you start earning 3.75 annual percentage yield. And the best part, you retain full access to your money the entire time. Harborstone Credit Union is the hard-working credit union built for people like you and me. So get the most out of your money with Harborstone Credit Union. Open a money market account online at harborstone.com/moneymarket. Insured by NCUA.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Need a heavy lift? Levitt Machinery is now your Taylor lift equipment dealer in Washington and Oregon. Engineered for extreme duty durability. Taylors are designed for demanding environments with uptime built into every machine. When the work is tough, Taylor delivers. And now backed by Levitt Machinery in the Pacific Northwest. LevittMachinery.com. Give us a call today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
The idea of push starting a boat just doesn't seem right to us here at Pacific Power Batteries. A marine battery should just plain work every time. Let us help you with selecting the right type of marine battery. Deep cycle, starting battery, AGM, or even lithium battery. You can start with our helpful hints on our website or just stop by and talk with us. Don't worry, you don't need to be a Marine to buy a battery from us. Get it? Marine batteries? Pacific Power Batteries. Come into a business with a soul.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
My goal is what's best for the customer. You know, I truly believe that I won't ever deviate from that.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners still with a chance to win the series against the Dodgers tonight when they send Brian Wu to the hill. He gets bumped up a day. They want to give an extra day of rest to Bryce Miller, so Brian Wu gets the start tonight against Hiroki Sasaki. You're going to hear it all right here starting at 6 p.m. with the pregame show. 7:10 first pitch. Seattle Sports on 710. We've been counting on the Rays to help out the Mariners. They've been doing their part. They beat the Rangers again today, 3-2 the final there. Now the Astros just a half game out of first place in the AL West. In other finals, the Royals fall to the Twins 4-3. It was the White Sox taking out the Yankees in 11 in Chicago 2-1. Cubs get it done in 10 innings in St. Louis. They take out the Cardinals 4-2. And right now, the Marlins and Mets in a rain delay in New York.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
I've never heard a person walk out of the stadium and say, wow, I wish that game would have included more waiting.
He is an endless source of baseball and hockey knowledge.
José Berríos, el lanzador de Puerto Rico en el Clásico Mundial de Béisbol.
Jon Morosi, every week with Wyman and Bob.
You're being serious with me right now?
Here he is, everybody, once again brought into counsel, brought in to be a therapist, brought in to talk us all off the ledge. He's the only man, if he can't do it, nobody can. Our buddy, our pal, the one, the only Jon Morosi is here. How are you, man?
Gentlemen, this is certainly a stressful time in the Mariners season, but I am here to give you, I hope, a little bit of hope, a little bit of peace. There already has been some movement now in the American League West, so now the move belongs to Jerry Dipoto, Justin Hollander, and the Mariners.
I got to tell you, John, and this won't surprise you, I'm not sure what bothers me more, the way the Mariners have been playing or looking at an Astros team that's won 8 of 10 and now sit a half game out of first place. This damn team just will not die. And it seemed
Your
like
other favorite team.
They seem, I mean, they were riddled with injuries and non-performance to start the year. They looked like they were going to potentially be buried, and maybe they just completely, tear the roster down, get rid of the age, bring in the youth, and here they are. Fast forward, they're a half game out.
They've gotten a little bit healthier in the rotation, which I think has been really important, and that's given them stability. And I think the biggest headline of all is that, sadly, this is what happens when the Mariners have let everyone stick around longer than they should have.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is the consequence of it, that the Astros, because the Mariners never quite got going in the first half, both the Astros and Rangers were one really good stretch away from passing the Mariners by, and that's exactly what's happened. So there is no question the Mariners still should be buyers. They're in a different circumstance than some of these teams like the Orioles and the Tigers that are falling back and are in more of a sell posture. The Blue Jays, by the way, are also in that same category. The Mariners still should buy. Their needs offensively are pretty clear. But the other irony here, though, that I think we have to keep in mind is that the backbone of this team, why they've been special, why they were special last year, was the rotation plus Cal Raleigh. Raleigh still hasn't gotten going, and the rotation has been much more average since the All-Star break. It's been quite mediocre, if we're being fair about it, in terms of the collective group. And that's why the Mariners find themselves in this mediocre space right now, what the record says. The record says they're a very average team. They should be a well above average team. They're not. And so they probably need to get one more bat and then just hope that their internal guys perform better. They're not, outside of maybe peeling away one starting pitcher to help upgrade their lineup in some way. They're not going to rebuild the plane while it's in the air here. That's not how it's going to work. And so they have to hope and keep working with Cal that he gets better. But I was just looking at the numbers from last night. His full season average is 164. His OPS is 576. This is without precedent for a player that achieved at the level he did last year to have these kinds of numbers. There may be a half a dozen reasons for it, and I'm still a believer in Cal, but that's where they're at right now. That's why the Mariners are where they are, is the things you used to be able to count on with this team have been letting you down recently.
JP, Bob was talking about how Cal's getting after the high fastball, and that's the thing that's been probably is that
expanding the zone.
Yeah, is that what you see, or do you think are you seeing something else in his swing that is vastly different from last year?
You're right, and I think that he has been what the league realizes for whatever reason. I think his timing was off at the start of the year. Physically, it's apparent. He spent time on the IL, And if anyone thinks that he's quote unquote 100% healthy right now, there's just no way. There's no way. That has to be part of the reason why the numbers are what they are. And sometimes when you are not 100% physically, you start to either become a bit more hesitant, or you're trying to cheat to the fastball a little bit so that way you don't get beat by it. And wherever he's at in that physical/mental space of struggling to catch up to the fastball, the reality is, if you look at the numbers, the league has realized that you do not have to throw, that you don't even have to go to your secondary stuff. You could just basically beat him with fastballs. And to your point, what they're also realizing is that they don't even have to give him a fastball in the zone. Because if he's going to chase up and you can't really drive, I mean, obviously his perfect left-handed swing, his hitting zone is lower than that. And so if he can't get it into the zone he needs to get it to be able to drive the baseball down, they're just going to keep feeding him fastballs higher because he's fastball conscious now for obvious reasons. It's just he hasn't been able to catch up to him and do damage on him. And so it's always going to see. The league is smart. That is one of the absolute truths of Major League Baseball in 2026. The league is smart. And if you show that you are vulnerable for whatever reason in a way that you weren't last year, they will catch that and they will expose you. And that's exactly what's happened to Cal Raleigh. I am a huge Cal Raleigh fan. I believe there is still a great player in there, but we are not seeing it right now. And we're so deep into the season now, gentlemen, that I just don't know how fair it is to expect that that's going to change in any meaningful time horizon for him to come back. It's one of those vexing seasons, but it's not just a bad start anymore. We're 4 months into the season, and the mystery continues.
So, John, who should the targets be? Because I feel like the most prominent names we had heard when we were talking about the Mariners' pursuit of a right-handed bat, we kept hearing about Spencer Steer and Casey Schmidt, both of whom are now hurt. And Schmidt undergoing surgery for a torn meniscus. He was the one I definitely preferred him over Steer. I'm not a huge Spencer Steer fan, so I was hoping Casey Schmidt would be reality. Now he's getting knee surgery, so you assume that's off the table. So who are the candidates you think they pivot to now?
Taylor Ward is one option with Baltimore. He's certainly available. The Orioles are willing to move on some of their pending free agents, which is what Taylor Ward is. Interestingly, a team like Boston could have given them an outfield bat, but now they're in it. They're above the Mariners in the standings, so that's not going to happen. Can I tell you something I said earlier today that is quite ironic? There's a guy on an expiring contract who's been hitting over the last 2 weeks above 300 and has World Series pedigree, World Series MVP, but I don't think he's going to get traded to Seattle. That's George Springer. So I thought about, I was looking at numbers. I said, okay, here are the selling teams. Here are the guys out there. I was going over my notebook. I literally, I wrote down George Springer's name, and then I circled it and wrote Bob Stelton next to it. And I said, question mark, what's the Stelton question? How's this going to play out?
Oh,
because if you take last year's ALCS out of it, again, look at the numbers. He would be a perfect fit on the roster, right? Because of what he does against left-handed pitching. The Mariners know that they need somebody, but because of all that happened in last year's ALCS, I just don't think George Springer is going to become a Seattle Mariner. I just don't think it's going to happen.
That's a shame.
But it's so ironic because in every way that is logical and rhetorically correct, if you look at it's a player you want. It's a veteran player. He is well respected around the league for the most part among players, all those things, and yet probably just not going to happen in Seattle.
That's too bad.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Bob would be out there on the third base line just booing him.
Yeah, go George, cheater.
Based on my understanding of Bob and his feelings on this, he would not just be booing from the third baseline. He might stand outside that clubhouse with those great biceps, and Bob should just sit there and say, nope, not going to happen.
Can't let you in. Can't let him in. So if it's not And look, do you see them going after a rental, especially if they're going to give up, say, Emerson Hancock, whose name has become more prominent now? I know we've all talked about Luis Castillo hopefully being the guy if they're going to move a pitcher because of his age and salary. Obviously, he's not going to bring back as much in return because of those two factors, but it feels like Hancock's name has picked up steam. Is that even worth it for a guy who's got, I think they've got control of him till 2030, and then giving him up in the hypothetical you just threw out there, a guy who's going to be 37 years old in a month, and back end of his career, rental for 50+ games maybe, or less than 50, I guess, by the trade deadline.
The only way you're trading Hancock is if you're getting someone who's under control beyond the end of the season. And interestingly, you look at a team like the Nationals, they probably don't have a continued appetite to do this type of move after making the move with Boston. But that's the theory behind it, is to find another team that values the pitching and has some bats to give you. Like, one team I'll mention, it would surprise me a little bit if this deal happened, but I look at a Kyle Stowers in Miami for Hancock as being a fascinating possible match. The Marlins have a lot of young talent. Stowers, I think they're probably going to hold on to. But that's the kind of player that, again, if you talk to a team that really likes Hancock, you would say, listen, we've got someone that has multiple years of control through the end of the decade, to your point. And yeah, we want your bat who's young but has some major league experience, as Stowers does. They're in a similar service time area. If I'm the Mariners, I do not trade Hancock for a rental bat. There's not a rental bat out there, in my estimation, that is good enough to merit making that move. The other part of the Mariner conversation here that's important is, yeah, they have definitely a spot of the roster they can upgrade in that sort of flex of a DH, third base, right field, somewhere in that space, ideally right-handed. All that's true, but they're not looking to displace the left-handed. I'm saying against a right-handed starter. Like Canzone and Raleigh are pretty good, so you're not going to necessarily change things too much. Canzone, in some ways, is having a career offensive season, so this is not a team that needs to be dramatically changed. The one thing I am a little bit worried about is the way that Emerson has hit, Colt Emerson, since the All-Star break, really the last month or so. That to me, I'm afraid that there's some compounding issues there, to where bringing in a shortstop, again, you've already given him the extension. You're not gonna get Zach Neto, but find a shortstop or find a middle infielder that can play and just help you out.
How about Otto Perez?
Well, and so that's so Otto Lopez in Miami, 1,000%. I'm a huge Otto Lopez fan. I think in some ways Otto Lopez fits the Mariners team better than even Kyle Stowers would, because Otto, you can play in different spots. And the other thing too about these ideas we're talking through, what does that mean for third base? And at what point in time, to what extent does Donovan have a realistic claim to everyday at bats there based on all the time he's missed this season? Are you shifting JP around? There's a lot of redundancy there. And at some point, the Mariners have to look at the left side of their infield and say, are we giving up too many outs here with this particular group? Are we conceding too much? Because you're not going to displace Julio in center field. There's parts of your team, as much as Cal has struggled, you're not really going to change your catcher right now. So there are parts of your team that are not that movable, but either getting a shorter term middle infielder, Gleyber Torres comes to mind as an interesting fit. Maybe you bring him in and have him play third to just give you one more veteran right-handed bat. I know the Mariners liked him as a free agent in the past. None of these are great fits, though. And this is what happens when you've got some over-redundancy on the left side of the field without anyone really producing at a high level. You're conceding too much. You're conceding there. You're conceding at the catching position. There are too many outs. There are too many outs in this lineup right now. They're still good players. They're just collectively right now, it's a lineup that's too easy to pitch to.
Yeah.
And it's right now it's costing them a playoff.
Is Otto Lopez available as far as you see it?
Yes. Yes, I checked on this in the last couple hours. Price is high. The price is high, but he's available. And I think for these reasons, I would actually put him ahead of a Zach Neto. C.J. Abrams is the ultimate, right? But I don't think the Mariners can get Abrams for Hancock. I think that would be. They may have to put in even more than Hancock to make that deal worth Washington's while. And, maybe there is a combination of pitchers that would get that deal done, but Abrams has amazing value. And again, are you really going to layer in Abrams over the other guys you've already got now on the left side of the infield? It's just the Mariners are in a tough spot. They're stuck more than I thought they would be. They're stuck.
Boy, Otto Lopez. Whew.
Yeah.
Lighten it
He's
up.
a player. You got to win the batting title. He is a fantastic player who has done, I think, amazing things in Miami. And again, you talk about this Mariner team. Wouldn't it be amazing to have a bat in there that allows you to put the ball in play more often, catalyze the lineup? The Mariners are missing an action guy. And to be honest, the one point I'll make about this, and I'm glad we're talking about it, I wouldn't say this for every team. I would not say this for every team. But the Mariners are in this very unique position where their window to win is now. The American League, some of the AL teams at least, are down. So, darn it, this is the moment that you're not going to have this pitching this good. I realize they've wobbled a bit lately, but they're not going to be this good forever. And if you can find a way to get Otto Lopez, the blessing with him is he's not a free agent after the season is over. So he can help you for next year. And I have no idea. First of all, we have no idea what's happening in 2027 anyway. And from a standpoint of labor relations. The other part is, do we really know what Donovan's role is going to be on this team next year? Do we know where Emerson's going to play? Is there a chance J.P. Crawford comes back? There's a lot of maybes. Otto Lopez is right now, he is tearing up the National League. I'd love to see him in a Mariner uniform.
Hey, so rather than looking at, guys like Otto Lopez, one guy here, one guy there, as far as and they seem to have certain teams that they trade with, whether it's Tampa Bay, it seems like. It looks like now the Angels are going to be sellers. I saw a piece today on Soler and Adele possibly being available, but who do the Mariners like to deal with, or who are they likely to deal with?
Good question. The Rays are a team that they've always dealt with. The Diamondbacks, it seems, as well. The Padres too. Yeah. The Padres are sort of a tweener right now, where they may have some pieces to move, and Mason Miller's name has come up. And certainly the Mariners, if they wanted to play on Mason Miller, they've got plenty of trade capital to make that deal happen. That's going to be a very expensive one. I tend to think that the Mariners will focus their attention elsewhere. But Miller would be a fantastic fit for the Seattle Mariners. And again, the Padres are a team they trade with quite often.
Right.
The Diamondbacks, look at where they're at in the standings right now. They're more of a buyer than a seller right now. The Diamondbacks are. So you could make a deal. Again, that the construct there would likely be you give a right now pitcher for a right now young bat, which the Diamondbacks have a few guys that fit that description. So I would say stay tuned there. The Rays are really going for it. Interestingly, it seems to me that Jerry Dipoto and Jon Morosi, they're of kind of the same vintage. I think they would deal well together. Of course, Morosi is now the interim president of baseball operations with the Angels. So that's a possibility. I like that idea a lot, but I tend to think that for now, we will probably see the Mariners focus on the teams that they're used to dealing with, even though they don't quite have as many. It's not quite as numerous, I guess I would say, the number of typical trade partners for the Mariners that are also obvious sellers. So I think it's a good question to look at the landscape and who Dipoto typically deals with. Again, when Morosi was in St. Louis, there was a bit of a connection there. So it's a good call by you, and it wouldn't surprise me. Adele and Soler both fit the Mariners roster well, and I don't think either of them would require a significant piece like Hancock to get that deal done.
Yeah, Morosi a good baseball guy. I got to know him a little bit in St. Louis, and I hate that he's with the Angels. So we'll see what kind of impact he has there. Quickly, before we let you go, John, are we going to – everybody's predicting this to be maybe an underwhelming trade deadline because so many teams feel like they're in it, and the prices, as you just touched on, asking prices are going to be really high. Do you think that holds true, or are we going to see some big names? Does Skubal get moved? Does he go to the Dodgers? It feels like it's the Dodgers or the Yankees, in line for his services. Are we going to see the big names, or is it going to be underwhelming when it's all said and done?
I think we'll see the big names, Bob. I like this. This is a fun time of year.
Oh, I love this stuff. Yeah.
I do believe Skubal will get moved. Dodgers, Brewers, Rays are the ones that I'm looking at the most there with him. But yes, I'm expecting a very active trade deadline. Skubal, I think Abrams is a possibility. We just might see more buyer and buyer deals, need for need, where you're seeing teams that are close in the standings making trades that help each other out. I do think that the uncertainty in some ways of not knowing what 2027 holds from a labor standpoint makes you want to make the deal, especially if you're a team that's in it, like the Rays, the Brewers. You don't know what the rules are going to be next time around, so just go for it now. So I think we're going to see a plenty active deadline. The Dodgers, of course, with their amazing depth of prospects, they can always dictate the terms and the tempo. So I think they'll probably do that, and they have the best chance of all to get Tarek Skubal. But the right teams are interested in Skubal, Rays, Brewers, Dodgers, with deep farm systems to catalyze the trade deadline. And then you even have a surprising team like the White Sox, who arrived way ahead of schedule, and they might be as active as anybody else. So I always default to it's going to be a really active deadline. I love it. And you guys, if you want to call me in the middle of the night sometime for a segment, I'll sleep like next Tuesday. You call me anytime, all right?
Yeah, you better check with your wife on that one, JP.
Yeah, because I'm going to take you up on that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you wake me up and say, it's like, sweetheart, no. It's Bob and Dave. I got to go. I got to go talk to you guys. It's unreal. A quick story on that. I got a phone. We were traveling. I got a phone call late at night. It was Dusty Baker talking about Hall of Fame candidates. And the phone rang, and Alexa said, "Who was calling you at like 11 o'clock?" I said, "It's Dusty. I got to talk to Dusty." So we were just talking about the Hall of Fame candidates. So she is she knows. She knew what she was getting into, for better or worse.
Yeah.
You hear that? We're up there with Dusty Baker.
That's right.
That's
right.
That's right.
A legend and then us.
Yeah.
So, no, that's great. John.
All legends, my friends. All legends.
We love you, man. We appreciate it. And when we talk next week, we'll be beyond the trade deadline, so we'll know what the Mariners did or did not do. So can't wait for it. Like you, I love this time of year. I love the speculation and what may happen, what ultimately does happen. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week.
I bought a fresh box of nice pens to write with finally as I make my report cards, and then circle the Bob Stelton in my notes next to George Springer's name.
Get an eraser. Write that in pencil, by God. John, we appreciate it, man. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, JP.
All the best. Thank you very much.
There you go. There's Jon Morosi with us each and every week. Always so much fun talking to him. If you guys missed any part of that, you can find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Click the podcast tab. Click on our picture. It'll be right there. And don't forget to click subscribe. It's totally free, and that way you get everything. You never miss a thing. It just shows up for you. Meanwhile, there's an obvious candidate for the best position group on the Seahawks roster, but what other unit stands out beyond that? We'll talk about that coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man?
Putting in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Well, look outside. The sun is shining. That is motorcycle weather as I see it, and I've been riding every single day, and I'll continue to do so until the weather says otherwise. But I always hear from more experienced riders that, hey, it's not a matter of if, but when you find yourself on the wrong side of an accident there. To this point, hasn't happened, but it gives me a little comfort knowing the Law Tigers have my back. They were born from a passion for the open road over 25 years ago. They saw something every rider knows, a community that's got each other's back. And Law Tigers is built by riders for riders, protecting what matters most, your freedom, your family, the ride. And they're going to help you in that instance. They're available 24/7. They're going to help you get your bike and your gear repaired or replaced because they know how much those things mean to you. So, again, if you find yourself on the wrong side and you find yourself in an accident, call them. 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com, because every ride you take, your freedom could be on the line. The Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers, Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish CyberKnife treatment for prostate cancer. What's it like to go through the CyberKnife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It was just too easy.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnife Prostate.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the big unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Our thanks once again to Jon Morosi, who joined us in the previous segment. In case you just tuned in and missed that conversation, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Text line is there for you, 866-979-3776. You want to weigh in on the Seahawks, the Mariners, whatever you got on your mind, throw it out there. It's all good. Meanwhile, I was thinking about this last night, Dave, looking at the Seahawks team, and we've talked a lot about just sort of the confidence, and I've got this weird, just sort of unwavering belief in John Schneider and Mike McDonald. Just like whatever they do, I'm like, yep, that's probably the right way. Okay, I'm just color me present. I'm on board. So,
well, for good reason, right? I mean, they've worked really well together.
It's been here 2 years. You're a double-digit winner in year one.
Yeah.
You had an offense that was not great. You had an offensive coordinator that was not great.
Well, and
Grubb, and they make a switch, and then boom, you win a Super Bowl.
Linebackers.
Yeah, linebackers. Just
that's the thing. I love that they work together, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that they're like-minded, right? And John's willing to do those kind. Okay, you want to trade one? You want to cut one?
Yeah.
You want to go get this guy?
I'm on board. I'm on board with both of them, and I think, that's what leads me to look at this team and just go, the running backs I get. That's the biggest area of uncertainty, I guess, if you will. We don't really know what it's going to look like. You got a rookie who's going to presumably be the guy getting the bulk of the carries to start the year, and we'll see when Charbonnet comes back. And then the D-line, to me, is still clearly the strength of the team.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next group that you have the most confidence in? Is it – I was thinking about last night going, is it the O-line? Is that? I don't think that's a bad answer. I mean, I love Ernest Jones. I love the linebackers. I think Ernest is above the rest to me in a different way. But the O-line, you've said it a million times, you're never getting 1 through 5 where they're all pro. Everyone, it's just not how it works. Yeah. It's like a baseball rotation. You're going to have a 5th starter. You're going to have a 4th starter. But that line is, and I know Bradford's a popular punching bag and all that good stuff, but they just won a Super Bowl with him. He's in a contract. And we've seen him. He's hot or cold. He's burning hot, just mashing people out there, just a man amongst boys, or looks like he's passing out on the field. You're getting one version or the other.
Yeah. Well,
aside, that line is really, really good, I think. But I don't know what would be. If you remove the D-line, which to me is the obvious answer, what would be the next position group you look at and go, I have zero questions about it. I have the most confidence in what I'm going to get out of that group.
Can I work in tight ends with wide receivers? Or is that 2 separate groups?
I look at them as 2 separate, but yeah you can. You can do whatever you want.
I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. Yeah. No, but I mean, I think there's question marks there. There's no question about that. And, JSN is very much like a household name. And like if you just look at that one position, that one guy, you're like, yeah, I mean, they have a good receiver core because of him. And it's kind of like he's kind of earned like Jamar Chase or George Pickens or, Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's that guy. And I, Cooper Kupp was sneaky good last year. I mean, he wasn't great and he didn't light the world on fire. But then, you've got Torrey Horton and also Rashid Shaheed. I'm just going to say that one of those guys is going to pop this year. And hopefully Horton,
both.
Yeah, and hopefully Horton can. I don't know if there's going to be enough balls to pass around. I mean, but then also I think AJ Barner could be your number 2 receiver because I think he's developed his skills to a point where he's one of those like Kittle and Kelsey type of tight ends. So. And who's the guy in Baltimore? Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's approaching that level. So yeah, I mean, I think wide receivers really, because you've got a lot of different chances there basically with besides JSN that maybe it's Cooper Kupp, maybe it's Torrey Horton, maybe it's Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
So
no, I totally get what you're saying there, and JSN goes without saying. The other guys I sort of question because Cooper Kupp, I think, is almost more valuable just by his presence, by his veteran presence and how he can teach the other guys and set an example. But if we're just looking at production and where he's 33 years old. And he's not who he used to be. Last year he had 47 catches. He had 2 touchdowns, 593 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to be more impactful this year in a dramatic way? I don't expect that at 33. And then Horton, who we all love the potential, but we heard about him being an injury concern coming out of the draft. It turned out to be true. Maybe it's just bad luck. So he's a question mark. I don't doubt him. I loved what he did. And then Shaheed, you see the potential, and they obviously invested in him in a big way. So there's an expectation, but we haven't seen that from him as a receiver yet. So I'm more like, yeah, I'm waiting to see what they do. The only certainty as a receiver that I see is JSN.
Yeah. Well, and he's a pretty good certainty.
It's a great certainty.
Yeah.
But he's just the one out of the, you got 3 others that are question marks for different reasons to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, this includes part of being with New Orleans, and it's pretty far down the list, but Rashid Shaheed, he's the number 49 receiver in the league with 687 yards. And some of those came obviously from New Orleans, and he had 59 catches. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, I would bank on one of those guys being like a pretty solid number 2. So, I mean, as far as talent and choices and everything, because a lot of it is speculation, right? I mean, we're speculating at running back.
Right.
Really at right guard, we're speculating because we don't, I'm betting on Anthony Bradford and that he's going to become that guy. But, it could be somebody else that fits in there like Mason Richmond or whatever. But, so there's certain positions, look, this is a solid roster. There's no question about it, but there's still some question marks there.
Yeah.
And like you said, JSN, who's going to be the number 2? And, how many yards is he going to have? And so, and I think it could be AJ Barner, but, how about our 255-pound tight end that we talked to the other day?
Yeah, Elijah Arroyo. Yeah.
I mean, he's so fast. I mean, he runs like a receiver. So
he doesn't look that big.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Heavy.
Yeah, usually you see a guy like that, and it's like, oh, yeah, he's probably 230, 235. I mean, he doesn't look 255.
No, he looks lean. He looks like a receiver.
You know who's 255? Me. I look 255. Yeah. He doesn't look 255.
Yeah, he's got a little height on you too. It spreads out, So there's that.
But yeah, I mean, I think that position group is the one I'm probably, second most excited because I totally agree. I think if they'd have been able to keep Kobe Bryant, I'd probably say safety.
Yeah.
But so you got some question marks there, but D-line is just what I think of whenever I think about this Super Bowl year.
Yeah,
I will think D-line.
That's why I had to remove them. They're the obvious. Maybe our listeners have a different obvious, and text that in. If the D-line is your most confident, where you have the most confidence. Who's number 2? Is it the O-line? Is it running backs, wide receivers, linebackers, safeties? What is it beyond the D-line? Text that into 866-979-3776.
And they are texting him in.
Yeah.
People are saying wide receiver.
All right. Good stuff. Seahawks preseason home opener, by the way, is on August 15th against the Dallas Cowboys, and we want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch in person. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, August 3rd. Meanwhile, Sam Darnold is already encountering something he hasn't experienced for nearly half a decade. We're going to hear about that when we sweep the dial. Coming up with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man?
Put in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Fast Water Heater has spent the last 40 years becoming Seattle's go-to at one position, hot water. Dave Wyman here, and I always talk about how important depth at every position can be. At Fast Home Services, they've gone out and built depth at every other spot in your home's lineup, adding HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. That's Fast Home Services, now applying that same level of care to your entire home. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST to book your free in-home estimate or visit fasthomeservices.com for a virtual quote in seconds. Water heaters, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical services.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood, in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank, member FDIC.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Bigger food needs call for even bigger savings. Get more at Chef Store for your restaurant, food truck, or event with warehouse savings on food service essentials and grilling favorites. Plus, we're open to the public, no membership required. Visit Chef Store today.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. August 6th, White River Amphitheater. On sale now at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
When you order a ride from a rideshare company, do you know what you're getting? Big rideshare companies have been caught failing to protect passengers from dangerous drivers and not supporting drivers and passengers after an accident, all to protect their profits. That's why if you've been injured in a rideshare vehicle, you need Davis Law Group to protect you. Their in-house team of investigators and legal staff has a successful track record of taking on rideshare companies, and they've won millions. Visit DavisLawGroupSeattle.com.
Ready to relax, unwind, and feel your best? The Spa Warehouse Summer Savings Expo is on now. Enjoy big savings on in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. Hot tubs start as low as $3,999 with savings up to $3,000 on select models. Score incredible deals on in-stock swim spas. Save up to $7,700. Plus, interest-free financing through 2028 on approved credit. The expo ends this Friday. Don't delay. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
This is kind of crazy. It was brought up to Sam Darnold today after practice. He was asked how it feels to be with the same team for the first time since before the 2022 season. He's been on different teams every year after that 2022 season.
You know, having that stability and understanding kind of what you're coming back to. Also with Fleury, you know, the offense not really changing a ton. There's some tweaks here and there, but it's nice to be back with the same guys.
Nice to hear him say that there's just tweaks here and there in the offense.
That seems to be what everybody's echoing, that, yeah, it's pretty much the same offense with more motion, but making it sound like the changes are fairly minor in the way of learning.
Well, I think with Sundell we talked to today, he said, there's a couple little, vocabulary things that we have, and other than that.
We heard Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy both talk about the motion they're seeing.
Yeah.
But,
and I think Big Cat said something about sometimes they'll load up one side and run to the weak side, and so, but, like for Sam to say that, I mean, that's awesome, and that's the big concern. We had the same concern going into last year, but, I don't know. How did you feel about Kubiak? About halfway through, I was like, I'm not so sure about this. The one thing I like
Game one, I wasn't super excited.
No.
Against the 49ers. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. They had a chance to win that.
Your defense held them to 17.
Yeah.
That's a nice average for the season, holding teams to 17 points. And you offense just, remember, they look so buttoned up and vanilla and conservative, and just like, what are we looking at here?
And I'm still shocked that Reek Woolen didn't pick off that pass. It was a touchdown to, what was the guy's name? Tongas? Yeah, he was their third string tight end. Yeah, I mean, that was, but hearing Sam say that gives me a lot of confidence.
Sweeping the dial.
All right, this is slightly difficult to hear. We'll blame the loudness of Dodger Stadium, wherever they were here after the game. But this was Emerson Hancock, and he was asked how he feels when it comes to hearing his name involved in trade rumors.
I mean, I'm not on there, but I'm not on social media a lot. But obviously, my wife tells me about some of this stuff. Again, it's all out of my control. It really is. We'll just kind of cross that bridge when we get there. I love it here. I love our guys, and we'll just cross that bridge when we get there.
That's got to be a weird position to be in, knowing here's the deadline coming up, and I'm looking at this date, and your name's being floated about. On one hand, you're probably flattered that teams are looking at you and saying, hey, what do you want for that guy? We need that guy. But this is the team he came up with. I'm guessing there's a big part of him that's going, I hope I don't go anywhere. I don't know. That's got to be a weird position to be in.
If he gets traded, I feel really sorry for his wife, because they have a brand new toddler and having to move and everything. Yeah, it is really strange. Bob, I don't know if you know this. I was traded.
Yeah. Well, did you hear because there was no social media obviously then. So were you hearing from people, hey, your name's being thrown about out there?
Yeah, no, I mean, my agent told me, go talk to Chuck Knox and tell him you want to be traded. I'm like, easier said than done, first of all. And then I got a call from Sandy Gregory telling me that she had my flight information. I go, what do you mean? She goes, you got traded. And I was like, nobody had told me.
That's how you heard?
Yeah. Poor Sandy. She was like, oh, shoot, sorry to break the news to you. But, I mean, I was happy. I was happy to do it. But, I mean.
And then you came back.
48 hours in San Francisco.
By the way, did you feel like I'm coming back to a team that just shipped me off? Like they don't want me. They were trying to get rid of me, and now I'm coming back? Or how did?
Well, the reason why I got sent back is because the general manager didn't want to do it, Mike McCormick, and he liked me and everything. So
I thought it was because the shoulder, like you failed the physical.
Yeah, no, I failed the physical, and then they said, hey, he's got a bum shoulder. how about you sweeten the pot if he doesn't play, whatever? And McCormick just went, just send him back. And so what I should have done,
We'll take him.
I should have called Mike and said, I'm not coming back. So make it work. But I don't know that he would have obeyed that. He was the general manager. But no, I mean, it's just for a young guy like that. How old is Emerson Hancock?
What,
like
26?
24, 25 maybe.
I think he's a little
Got
older.
a young family, and it's like, okay, we might be in St. Louis or what?
Maybe Washington, maybe Miami. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This would have been a much easier move prior to this season because I don't think we had that attachment to him because he was just kind of that fill-in guy here and there. He's 27 years old.
Yeah.
But now, based on how he pitched this year and how solid he's been for this team, you're looking at him going, man, you better get something good in return for this guy.
Well, and I'll tell you what, the last outing he had, I mean, he was headed for a quality start, but they pulled him after 5, obviously. But yeah, last night I'm talking about, and you can understand where he might have, there's a lot going on in his brain right now for a young guy.
He could be thinking what we were saying all day. This could be his last start in a Mariner uniform.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Sweeping the dial.
All right, a lot of people are taking this as a shot at A.J. Brown, the Eagles going through
Hopefully
training
it
camp.
is.
It most definitely sounds like it is. Jalen Hurts was asked about the offense this year, Nick Sirianni's message to them, and how he feels about this group heading into the season.
His first words in yesterday's team meeting was about being together and being aligned. And when I was taking notes of it, I just, thought about 100% alignment and 0 entitlement. And so as a team, that's what everybody's pushing. I talked to Saquon, and he's talking about just us being disciplined and us going out there and fighting for one another and executing. So, that's a bigger picture standpoint. And, I think Coach Sirianni is starting with him, obviously. But we just want to take it a day at a time and being able to onboard everything we're doing and continue to deposit daily.
Yeah, I'm taking that as a shot at A.J. Brown.
He could have just inserted his name there.
Yeah.
I've always loved Jalen Hurts. Just everything I see and hear from him. I got to say that one commercial he's in where he lights the football on fire and throws it
up
to the torch. It's badass. It's a really good commercial. But
a new one? I haven't seen that.
It's been around. I think it's for flag football or something like that. But yeah, and in the Coliseum they have they light the torch. He throws the flaming football up there. It's just a cool commercial, and you can see like the reflection of the flame in his eyes and everything. And but yeah, I mean, he's just always been to me like a great leader. Remember the one year the complaint about him was that he wasn't taking enough risk.
Right.
And here's the guy that's trying to cut down. I mean, he knows what's best for the team. Take care of the football. So, and that I'm sure A.J. Brown was complaining away about that.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like he's a good leader, and as long as they have him, they're gonna be set at quarterback.
All right. Meanwhile, the Mariners do have a chance to win this series against the Dodgers, and we'll hear Cal Raleigh's insight on that and everything else going on in the latest edition of the Cal Raleigh Show, which is coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Putting in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's summertime, and if you're like me, you're spending nights on the patio listening to the game, enjoying what makes our area so beautiful. It's Dave Wyman here, and I have just the offer for you to get the most out of your outdoor living space. $500 off each window, $750 off patio and entry doors, and $200 off your final project total. And I've loved working with Harley Exteriors. They're a local company right here in Bothell. They're down-to-earth people who enjoy the same things we all do, rooting on our local teams and doing the best job we possibly can day in and day out. And you can use Harley Exteriors to complete your home space and receive 12 or 18-month promotional financing. To get a hold of them, call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Qualified buyers only. Subject to credit approval and lender terms. Minimum purchase of 4 qualifying windows required. Windows must be 36 by 36 inches or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to approved credit. Offers cannot be combined with other promotions. Offer expires July 31st, 2026.
Your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing love telling you no. No high-pressure sales pitches. No Band-Aid fixes that will fail come wintertime. No outrageous pricing from some corporate-owned roofing company with headquarters thousands of miles from here. 3 Tree Roofing is local, family-owned, and their team will build you a worry-free plan for your roof replacement, completely free. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and call today to say yes to an additional $500 discount. That's 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Look, I need to be real with you for a second. At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families cannot afford the food their kids need to heal. Think about that. A child recovering from surgery, learning to walk again, and the family is struggling to put food, nutritious food, on the table. That's why Safeway and Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba are launching the Food First Project, a multi-year initiative to fight pediatric food insecurity right here in our community. This is not someday maybe talk. This is grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs going directly to families the moment the need is identified. No barriers, no red tape, just help right now. They're funding vitamin D screenings, nutrition support for student athletes, rehabilitation feeding tools, and meals for hundreds of families staying inpatient at the hospital. I love what Safeway and Seattle Children's are doing, making a real difference where it matters most. JSN showing up. Now it's our turn, 12s. Put food first. Learn more at Safeway.com.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 2 tickets to see Santana and the Doobie Brothers at White River Amphitheater August 6th. Head to seattlesports.com/win to enter and see contest rules. That's seattlesports.com/win for your chance to win.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners looking to win the series against the L.A. Dodgers tonight. They took Game 1, lost Game 2. Game 3 coming your way starting at 6 p.m. with the pregame show, 7:10 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 7:10. Your pitching matchup, Brian Wu getting pushed up a day early. Bryce Miller needed another day of rest, so they opted to make that change. He'll go up against Roki Sasaki, so we'll see what the Mariners have in store tonight. Meanwhile, Rangers doing their part by losing today. The Rays beat them 3-2, so they've lost 2 in a row. Meanwhile, Twins take out the Royals 4-3. A couple of extra inning games. The White Sox beat the Yankees in 11, 2-1. Cubs got it done in 10 innings in St. Louis against the Cardinals, 4-2, the final in that one. Bottom of the fourth in Atlanta, Nationals up on the Braves 3-0. They're in a rain delay in New York. Marlins and Mets yet to get underway. Bottom of the third in Cincinnati, the Reds out to a 1-0 lead over the Pirates. Still to come, Red Sox on the road to take on the Athletics. Giants taking on the Padres in San Diego.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Well, as we said, the Mariners still have a chance to win this series against the Dodgers tonight. We'll see what they are able to get done. And a man who was talking about that a bit earlier today with our Mariners insider Shannon Drayer is Cal Raleigh. It's time for the latest installment of the Cal Raleigh Show, which is presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
White on the pitch to Cal, swinging a drive. Way out of here to right field. Cal Raleigh with a home run.
He's the best catcher in baseball, and he's on Seattle Sports Thursday afternoons all season long on Wyman and Bob. It's the Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
With Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
Cal, we could be in any locker room right now, but today it is just strictly safety. You've got a heat advisory outside here at Dodger Stadium. So my number one rule is do not roast the catcher. You've got to be ready to go today.
Yeah, AC is preferred. So.
AC is preferred. Impressions of playing at Dodger Stadium?
This is my second time here. This is like, I think everywhere you go is the big leagues, but here it's like, it's very big league. It's top tier, lots of fans, very good team, big market. You got the history. It's a little bit of everything. So, very cool place to play. Like I said, all those other things kind of add up to it. It makes it, the upper echelon of, big league ballparks and stadiums and places to play.
Does it sound different out there? 50,000 and a Tuesday night game?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it feels like a big game. It feels like a big atmosphere. Almost has that playoff kind of atmosphere vibe to it. And, you add in, the super loud sound system they got out there. It's just, you can feel that thing, from a mile away, it feels like.
You should feel it up in the broadcast booth. It actually goes straight into the booth.
Yeah, it's loud.
It is loud. It is loud. I mentioned I grabbed you coming off the field for the walk-off interview, and I've done that many times, and I've really been curious because your heartbeat is just, you would never know talking to you after most games that you have just caught 9 innings, that it might be a game that you were winning on a razor-thin wire. You are very much the same. And I've never really heard you hear players talk about, I do breathing exercises, or, I do this kind of check, or I've read books, or I've talked to people. How have you been able to maintain that calm in those situations?
Yeah, I mean, I think in those situations, realizing that, you got 8 other guys and looking at you and, really putting off confidence, really putting off a sense of calmness and focus is important all the time. Doesn't matter if it's a big moment or not. You want to put out good body energy or, body language and good energy. And I just think that's important being a catcher. And like I said, trying to instill confidence and a sense of calmness to the pitcher and the rest of the position players, because you still have a job at hand. You got to focus and be under control. You don't want to be too amped up. You don't want to be too low. You want to be in that happy medium, and that's what I try to be in.
Meanwhile, you're catching pitches 103 miles an hour, and it was funny because Dan talked about the Max Muncy at bat, and it turned out to a walk, but that was kind of just a very good pitcher on top of his game, a very good hitter fouling off pitches. What did you see in that at bat?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give him credit. Max Muncy's a really good player. I think, he continues to do it year in and year out and has a good approach, and he's been around for a while, veteran guy. So you got to give him credit. Sometimes you got to tip the hat. I think, realizing that, hitters get paid to do it too. So not always the pitcher that ends up on top. So, but, give him credit. And, ultimately, we had the base open as well too. So we didn't have to necessarily give in. Obviously you want to get him out in that time, right? But understanding that, a walk in that situation or making him hit your pitch is not the worst thing in the world. And ultimately you have somebody on deck. And, but yeah, that's just all part of the X's and O's.
It was an absolutely electric moment that was part of a great win. And I think my question is right now, and a lot of people are asking, you have the DeGrom win, you have the win on Tuesday night here, you have the 2 games in between, and that seems to be where you guys have been for a little while. How do you look at where the club is and how you get to where you want to have some more of that consistency?
Yeah, it is frustrating when you can't, put it all together. And but that's baseball, right? I think ultimately, it's just bringing that same kind of level of focus and that same energy every single day. Understanding that, you might not get the result you want, but I think if you can, bring that same level of focus and attention to detail every single day with small things like that, then, we can find a way to muster up some more wins and muster up some winning streaks like that. So, just gotta, I know it's a team sport. One night it's pitching, the other night it's hitting, the other night it's defense, and it's just important in all 3 of those aspects to be ready every single night, knowing that one might not be there as much on any given night, but knowing that we might have to raise our elevator game in a certain area on another night. So just got to continue to hammer home on the little things and that attention to detail.
Where you are right now, 2.5 games out with about 2 months to play, that's not a terrible place to be. You've still got everything in front of you, but you want to feel that consistency, I imagine, going in. You want to get to a point where we are seeing more games like we saw on Tuesday, and 8-game winning streak, which was a little while ago now. We've seen that this club can do it. How do you evaluate where you are in getting to that?
Yeah, I think overall, ultimately, like you said, we're still in the hunt, but we're not. We don't need to use that as a crutch or use that as keep using that as an excuse. We need to almost take the bull by the horns and start putting our foot down and start winning baseball games more regularly and doing things like that. And I think it starts honestly with just the core group of guys we have. I think us starting to play a little better and starting to have that, like I said, level of focus and keep pounding away, not giving up at bats, not giving up on pitches, not letting the pitcher off the hook, things like that. I think that's ultimately kind of what we're looking at, because we have the talent, we have all that, but we just gotta like I said, it's the little nuances in the game that are sometimes repetitive or could be cliche, but those are real things, little things. Doing the right things in the box, playing the right way, playing a full 9 innings. So, like I said, those are cliche things that you hear a lot, but it's ultimately just about doing those little things, because if you repeatedly do those right over and over, ultimately, you get what you are trying to do.
And that's how you try and play your game, too. That sounds like a lot of things that we've talked about last year in particular. It's the consistency in focusing on those little things. And I know you do that anyway, but where are you right now as far as what you are doing at the plate?
Yeah, I'm trying to simplify as much as I can, trying to have good at-bats, square the ball up, swing at good pitches, and really letting the rest take care of itself, and just trying to play the game the right way. I'm trying to, trying to do what the game's telling me to do, trying to, ultimately let the game reward me, by sacrificing and doing things that I need to do. But I mean, ultimately I say these things and I just haven't performed the way that I would like to. And that's on me. And, like I said, as a, core member of this team, I got to be better. And I know other guys in that clubhouse would agree with that I do need to be better, and that, they might as well. And I think everybody feels that way. They feel like they could, help the team out a little more. And I think that's just the nature of being a baseball player. And, but like I said, I think that, just raising that level of focus and trying to find a way to grind it out and just try to, help the team win any way that I can, I think ultimately can get you in a better spot rather than trying to focus on yourself or, trying to get to a certain place with, your swing or anything like that.
Okay, so you said simplify it. Is that kind of you put out of your mind that I'm trying to do this with my swing or that with my swing? I mean, how close to see ball, hit ball are you right now? And how close are you to, well, I could work on this a little bit? And you understand that, well, maybe this isn't happening because of this.
Yeah, I think ultimately I thought, I've had some decent at-bats, squaring some balls up, just missing them a little bit. And ultimately, it's just about staying with it. It's not about, I think we can all fall victim to, trying to change your swing or trying to change your mechanics or change your approach or change this or that. And you start trying harder and you start pressing more and it's kind of a vicious cycle. And to me, it's really just about coming out of that cycle and really just focusing on what can I do today? How can we get a win today? How can I help this team? And usually when you're focused on that, you stop worrying about yourself or stop worrying about, pressing or trying too hard, then good things happen. But it's easier said than done, right? I think everybody tries hard. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to do it. And baseball is unfortunately one of those sports where you can't just run faster. You can't just try harder. You can't swing harder. You can't throw it harder and, get the result that you want like you could in basketball or football. It's has a little more mental aspect to it too. So really being mentally disciplined and focused is kind of a key in the sport of baseball. So
yeah, and it's hard when it's 162.
It's hard. It's hard. So it's the hardest thing to do in all of baseball. So and if it was easy, everybody would do it, and it's not. I mean, that's why you see so many people fail. And I think if you saw a quarterback, complete 3 out of 10 passes, you've heard it before, right? I mean, he'd be on the bench.
Yeah.
The guy makes 30% from the field. In basketball, he probably is, not playing very much, but in baseball, 3 out of 10 is some of the best players in the world. So it's a hard sport. You got to learn to deal with failure and be able to make those adjustments quickly.
Yeah. Have we seen an adjustment team-wise? The 5 home run game, you look at that, and I've heard a couple of guys talk about our identity is hitting the ball hard and hitting the home run, hitting more of the home run. Has there been an effort or any kind of change in approach in getting back to that? I mean,
I think there's 2 thoughts, right? Like there's who you're built as a team. What do we do well? What does each guy do well? And then there's also, how do we want to approach the game and how do we want to be viewed identity-wise? And some guys are meant to, hit the long ball or, hit the gaps, hit the ball hard. And there's other guys that are meant to, try to get on base, maybe take some more pitches, maybe be a little more selective, maybe take their singles. And ultimately, I think you gotta understand which bucket you fall in and really try to lean into who you are. And ultimately, it's always a fine line. You don't want to tell somebody to go up there and try to hit home runs because usually that results in bigger swings, longer swings, and slows your swing down. And ultimately, you get too big and you don't get the results you want. And so it's a fine line, understanding who you are and what you do well, but knowing, what makes you go and what approach kind of you need to have in order to get the most out of yourself.
Do you think everybody is where they need to be, and I'm this guy or that guy?
I think it's constantly evolving throughout a season. I think, you're going to see some guys who are right where they need to be at a certain time of year, and you're going to see some guys who maybe, trying to find it a little bit in the box, and ultimately, trying to find it's a really hard thing to do. I think that's why you got to know yourself, and you have to know, who you are, what makes you a good baseball player, and really lean into that and understand that, all right, this is what I do well, this is what I need to do to help the team win, while also kind of contrasting that into game situations and trying to get the most out of that, because we need to score as many runs as we can.
Yeah. One of the things I've seen, it seems like, I don't want to say the game's been put in motion, but we've seen guys looking for that extra base, it seems like, even a little bit more right now. I think people would look at that and say, okay, we're turning it up a little bit. That's a little bit of urgency right there. How do you see that? Do you see you guys doing that a little bit more?
Yeah, I think base running is one of those things that can go by the wayside sometimes, and finding ways to score more runs and take extra bases, and that can kind of kickstart a team, kickstart offense, kickstart a big inning, and I think that's important. I think ultimately you don't want to be a team that just goes station to station, taking one base at a time. You want to push the envelope. You want to put the pressure on the other team. You want to make them make a play, and sometimes they're going to make a play, and we're going to make it out on the bases. But I think as long as we're being prepared and being aggressive on the base pass, I think that's an important thing. And like I said, keep trying to push that envelope and trying to force the hand of the other team.
What's it like in the clubhouse right now this time of year? It's trade deadline, and I know that I've talked to guys that maybe they've heard their names, and I've talked to, not this year, but in the past, talked to guys that their name is nowhere near, there's no shot they're getting traded, but they're worried that they're getting traded. What is this week like in general?
Honestly, it's just a distraction. I think, we were talking about it before. We're just in a day and age where social media and, everybody now has a camera, and everybody's a reporter and has their own theories on, but ultimately, I always tell guys not to pay attention to that stuff, because, I think almost well over half the things you see on the internet aren't even close to true. So we don't know what's going to happen. Ultimately, whatever happens, but you can't focus on it. I think the best thing to do is just, put the phone away, put all the stuff down, and just focus on yourself and focus on the team. What can we do today? And if something happens, it happens. It's out of our control. There's nothing really you can do, so there's no sense in worrying about it. But yeah, I think everybody, is, every team, every player in the league, it becomes a distraction this time of year. So.
No, it's human, so absolutely.
It is. So.
Absolutely. So you're looking forward to that day, that deadline passing.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, you've been through a few of them, understanding the more you try to figure out what's going to happen, the more distracted you get, and the less you actually even know in general. So it's not good to sit there and try to play, play GM or play, look into your crystal ball and try to figure out, because nobody knows what's going to happen. So
now, you've done that before, though. You're not about trade deadlines, but you're what's going on in the minor leagues. You follow a lot of the organization. And
you follow, throughout the org and see how the guys are doing, and that's important. You want to see, how guys are doing down there, and how the future's going to look, and ultimately you want to keep up with the organization that you're, committed to.
But you don't want to dip into, I'm going to be a trader now.
No, that's not my job. My job is to catch and play baseball. So I'll leave that to the professionals.
Yeah, I think that is probably a good idea. Cal, thank you. This is an interesting time for the club, and I appreciate you letting us in a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
There you go, the latest installment of the Cal Raleigh Show, and she's right. It is an interesting time for the club, to say the very least. Feels like there's a ton up in the air, and it's all crashing as the trade deadline's happening. The team is scuffling in terms of trying to look representative out there. You fire an assistant hitting coach. You got guys who are hurt. Are we buyers? Are we sellers? You're a game and a half now out of first place, but now the Astros have leapfrogged you, and how much you willing to give up to really try to cash in on this season? I don't know. It's a weird time. And then, on top of that, your Stars are wildly underperforming, including the guy you just heard from in Cal. So,
yeah, it's very weird, man.
Yeah.
I saw this question earlier on the show sheet. Who do you worry more about, the Rangers or the Astros?
The Astros.
You do?
Yeah.
Their pitching sucks.
I know, but they've
their starting pitching
turned it around, and they score a ton of runs, and the Astros have been through it. So have the Rangers, but the Astros they've obviously won titles cheating, but they've been pretty much before last season they're winning this division every single year. So those guys have been through it for the most part, and they get it. And now you see them putting on this late season run where they've won 8 of 10, and they've won 3 or 4 in a row at this point, and they're again a half game out, and they look dead in the water. They just had their pitching was terrible, plus it was injured. Plus, look at Altuve. He's not having anything close to an Altuve year, but Yordan Alvarez is like a superhero for that team. Yeah. And they just keep grinding it out and finding ways to win. And they just, to me, that's a team that just knows how to grind out wins.
Cheat.
In a way. Cheat, certainly, yeah.
Well, I was just looking at their starting pitching numbers. 29 as far as ERA goes, 5.17. Their WHIP is number 28.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's Alvarez alone is scary. I mean,
so jealous they have that guy. He is just a ridiculous player.
He seems like a good dude, too. He seems very quiet and just like he's a good teammate.
And he's just menacing looking up there.
Monster.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's got to wear that uniform. But, yeah, dude's got 35 home runs right now, hitting .321 with a .432 on base. I mean, he's unreal right now. And you look at Altuve, just not an Altuve year, hitting .234. I mean, he's an average guy. He's got a .297 on base. Yeah. Jose Altuve. So I don't know if this is age creeping in on him or what's going on, but he's certainly not been the guy that they expected. But you got a young guy in Jeremy Pena who's a very good player. He's hitting .311 with a .364 on base. So they got some talent on that team, and Isaac Paredes is a guy they acquired. So yeah, they I don't know. I hate to say it, but yeah, between the Rangers and the Astros, who do I fear more? It's the Astros.
Yeah.
It's because they're so experienced at it. They've just done it. I don't think there's any panic when things aren't going right. Whereas the Rangers, I don't buy into their ability to overcome as much as I do the Astros, unfortunately. Meanwhile, the climb to a playoff spot is starting to get a little steeper for the Mariners. We're going to get into what that's about coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Putting in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
This hour is brought to you by Fast Home Services.
Since time immemorial, the Puyallup tribe of Indians have lived on what is now called Puget Sound. The Puyallup tribe is a sovereign nation of more than 6,000 members and one of the largest employers in Pierce County. Today, the Puyallup tribe continues to serve its members and community with generosity and is committed to building a sustainable way of life for future generations. Learn more at puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. That's puyalluptribe-nsn.gov.
50 legends. One unforgettable night. Join the Mariners at T-Mobile Park on Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night presented by Daktronics.
A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
Arrive early to witness an epic pregame ceremony featuring the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. Let people come first.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that Honey Pepper Pimento Sandwich.
And that Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look at the standings, Dave, looking at the wild card. We know where the Mariners are at in the AL West. They're in third place right now behind the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. But you look at the wild card, And right now, your 3 wild card teams are the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Cleveland Guardians. And then behind them, you got the Twins, you got the Astros, and then the Mariners and Orioles are tied 2.5 games back. So they're actually, if you're just looking at standings where, game-wise, they're closer in their division than they are in the wild card. They're 2 games back right now of the Rangers going into action tonight. Hopefully they can pick up a win. They'll be a game and a half back, but 2.5 with more traffic in front of them in the wild card standing. So they've got to get it figured out. They've got to start making up some ground on these teams around them, right? The Twins are playing well. We heard about their walk-off, and they're coming to town. That's a team that's directly in front of you right now in the wild card standing, so that takes on even more importance rather than just getting the team right and pointing in the right direction. You're facing a team that's currently ahead of you in the wild card standing. So there's got to be a little extra juice on that, hey, they're on our home field. They're right in front of us. We got to handle our business if we consider ourselves a postseason team.
Yeah. Yeah, what'd you make of what Cal said? I mean, it was just it's kind of like he is the guy that needs to get it going. And as much praise as we gave him, that's kind of what I don't want to say deserves, because, I don't think you can sit around and trash Cal. He's just too good of a guy, and he's too important to this team. But yeah, it almost sounds like he's sitting there waiting for something to happen.
I wonder what he watches when he sees himself on film. He goes back and watches those plate appearances, and he sees, I'm chasing that thing around my eyes. I'm doing it again. That's got to be in his head when he steps into the box. All right, I'm not swinging at anything above here. Anything above the letters is just, I'm letting it go, and if they call it a strike, maybe I'll challenge it, whatever. But that plate discipline just hasn't kicked in yet. And I'm wondering what's keeping him from that. Maybe the results wouldn't be there right out of the gate, but just seeing him not offer at some of the pitches, not chase some of the pitches we've seen him chase this year, which is not at all who he was last year. His strike zone was decidedly smaller, and it forced – he was forcing the hand of the opposition. He hit for average last year, especially for him, and power. He was just kind of the everything guy. You could not make a mistake against him. So I'd love to hear just a conversation with him and Seitzer or him and Edgar, and while they're watching his ABs up there, and just see what they're saying.
Yeah, and you're right. I'm sure that they, just like, I can't remember who said this, but it was okay, everything that you have recommended that Cal do this, do that, he's already thought of that, and they've already worked on it. And I'm sure there's so many, times that they go and work on it, whether it's with the traject machine or whatever, just, trying to find every last possible little answer. It's got to be so frustrating. It's such a frustrating game.
Yeah,
really is.
It's built on failure. Look, if you fail 7 out of 10 times at the plate, you're a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. That's the old saying. You go up there and for every 10, you fail 7, you'll be in the Hall of Fame. You do that for an extended period of time. So it is a game built on failure as an offensive player. You deal with it. Some guys are able just to go beyond it and, all right, yeah, no big deal. I'm fine. I'm still sticking with my approach. And other guys, they're going to tinker, and they're going to mess with their swing, mess with their stance, change bats, a heavier bat, lighter bat, whatever, and I don't blame any of them. Figure out what's going to work and stick with it. But
somebody texted in the other day, he needs to go back to the torpedo bat. But
is he not using it?
I thought he was.
I wasn't even paying attention.
I looked the other night, and I was like, I think that's a torpedo bat.
I have to look. That's one thing I hadn't even. I stopped looking for it. That was the big talking point for a little bit. And
I'm thinking that might be pretty high on his list of he's probably already thought of that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any stone left unturned out there. I think it's between the ears. I don't think it's physical. I don't think it's certainly not a lack of talent. We know that. And again, he's not alone. He's the biggest storyline because of how polar opposite he is. It was just such a year out of nowhere last. 60 home runs for a catcher. Wins the home run derby. He was, he was everywhere. He was just this talking point nationally and locally, and now he's hitting in the 160s. You're just like, what in the world? So there's a reason he's the biggest talking point. But we were talking earlier. You were talking about Ohtani, and just like, man, that guy just looks like he hits everything, and he's just so natural, and he may be the greatest player to ever play the game.
Yeah.
But the thing he does is you make a mistake, it's a rare miss for him. You leave something hanging out over the middle of the plate, he's going to murder that ball, whereas I was comparing him to Julio. Julio's an incredibly talented player, but, man, I feel like I see him miss on middle fastballs more often than most. He'll foul it back. There's just so many foul balls. You're like, God, he looks like he's on it. He's right there, but he's not making that pitcher pay. When they make a mistake, that's what the greats do. They take that mistake and they put it in the seats. Mm-hmm. And Julio just seems like he's just foul ball, and then he'll pop up or he'll ground out. You're just like, man, you got 2 or 3 pitches in that at-bat of 10 pitches maybe that were cookies. They were right there for you, and he's not squaring them up.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is, I don't know. What they're seeing and I'm sure he's going back just like Cal and looking at every at bat and going, all right, here's the pitches I got. I should have squared that one up. That's one I got to get. I can't let that mistake get by.
Yeah, I think the encouraging thing is listening to these Cal Raleigh shows. You don't hear any level of like frustration or anger. He's not like snapping back at questions or anything like that. He just has been he's such a solid character, which makes me believe that he is gonna snap out of it at some point. So, I don't know. I'm still of the belief, even though we're going to the trade deadline, I'm still going to stick by the fact. I mean, we talked about Otto Lopez, but I think, Hancock. I don't know. I just,
you don't want him to go.
I don't want him to go. I don't want them to trade him.
I don't want him to go either. But again, you don't really have a choice. You can't give up. Hey, we'll give you Ref Snyder, we'll give you Leo Rivas.
You're not going to get anything.
And Raleigh, and that's not a knock on any of those guys. And you give us Lopez. I mean, that's just not how it's going to work. So to get something, you got to give up something that's going to hurt. You're somebody you're attached to, somebody you've watched in the case of Hancock every 5th day. He's been really good. I get it. I'm with you. I don't want to see him leave, but that's the reality of where they're at. They've got to make some moves because they need some help.
But if they don't, I don't have a problem with them trading prospects because that's something Mike Blauer it was Ryan Divish. He was like, hey, they don't hang banners, and I'm sure it's it's been said before, but they don't hang banners for having the best farm system.
Yeah,
they don't. So. And that's what those guys, I think what Mike Blowers used to say is that, that's what they're there for. They're there to either be traded for a player that's proven, or they're, they come up into the system and produce for you. But yeah, I'm more okay with that than the guys that are proven, just because we know that they can do it at this level, and Emerson Hancock certainly can.
Yeah. Well, I just hope they get somebody that's going to help them this year and beyond, that we're not talking a rental. And, we talked to Morosi about that, and he seemed almost adamant that they wouldn't do that. I would hope they wouldn't. But you're going to get somebody with some control who's young enough that's going to be part of it moving forward, because you've got control over Hancock through 2030, I believe. So we'll see what happens there. Reminder, the Seahawks preseason home opener is on August 15th against the Dallas Cowboys. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch in person. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app to find out how. If you don't already have the app, very easy. Just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, August 3rd. Meanwhile, we learn the origin story of an important figure in the football coaching world. That is coming up in What We Learn. Coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man?
Putting in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Look at that weather outside. Sun is shining. It's warm. That's motorcycle weather, and I'm on that bike every single day during this time of year. But I know there's risk that goes along with that, and I have yet to lay that bike down at this point, and hopefully it never happens, but should it happen, I'm comforted knowing I have Law Tigers watching my back, and they've been doing that for over 25 years. Law Tigers has helped thousands of riders out there with one mission only, and that's to serve the motorcycle community. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone, so when the unexpected does happen, you need more than a lawyer. You need somebody who actually understands the ride, understands the value of your bike and your gear to you, because they're going to help you get those things repaired or replaced. They're going to be there for you 24/7, and that's why riders have trusted Law Tigers, because it's not just what they do, it's who they are. Law Tigers has been going for 25 years strong, and they are still riding with you. So if you find yourself in that predicament of an accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers, Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Dave Wyman here. Fast Water Heater has kept our water warm since 1986. That's just before my rookie year. Now they're a part of Fast Home Services, applying that same standard of excellence to your whole house. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, the name you trust to keep your family comfortable, safe, happy, and healthy. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST to book your free in-home estimate, or visit fasthomeservices.com for a virtual quote in seconds for water heaters, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical services.
When your equipment is down, every minute counts. Levitt Machinery has the parts, technicians, and expertise to get you back up and running fast. Because if it's forked, we fix it. LevittMachinery.com. Need a lift? Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
If the customer wants to be met in Seattle, then let's get that car from Kirkland to Seattle so that customer can come in there and transact.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Seattle Sports is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the Seattle Sports app or go to seattlesports.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at seattlesports.com/win.
That's seattlesports.com/win.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Ready to relax, unwind, and feel your best? The Spa Warehouse Summer Savings Expo is on now. Enjoy big savings on in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. Hot tubs start as low as $3,999 with savings up to $3,000 on select models. Score incredible deals on in-stock swim spas. Save up to $7,700. Plus, interest-free financing through 2028 on approved credit. The expo ends this Friday. Don't delay. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This hour is brought to you by Fast Home Services.
This is a house of learned doctors. What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
What did we learn today?
No one's a bigger idiot than me.
Stupidity is the easiest way out.
So we got the origin story of an important figure in the football coaching world. Who would that be?
Some people are calling him transformative, really. Yeah. Today we learned how the Ron Donnelly character was formed.
Coach Donnelly's based on a football coach I had in 7th grade that I was supposed to practice with no pads for 2 weeks because it was my first time playing football. I think his name was Coach Ron something or Don. And he had this like UW starter jacket that was just baked in cigarette butts. And like, he just always smelled like secondhand smoke. Mm-hmm. And he was like, Ray, he's like, what are you doing? Like he had this real, so Ron is a version of this guy, but he had a real fearless, carefree attitude. And I go, I'm supposed to not wear pads for 2 weeks. He was like, well, you could not wear pads or you could suit up and be a man about it and practice now.
Sounds like a football coach, huh?
Well, I mean, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Jack Elway. Because Jack, this is back in the day where we had the projectors that had actual film in it. Yeah. And Jack would use his heater to point and you could see like the ashes dropping off as he's pointing up there. See this guy right here? Yeah, I mean it was kind of like Ron Donnelly. I loved Jack, by the way. He's one of my favorites. He didn't like me in the beginning because to me, like, you know, when we had spring practice or whatever, it was like a big playground. Like I'm going to run around and hit people and I would screw up his drills sometimes, and he would go, is that bleep damn 92?
You're like, yep, that's me, coach.
But that's who, Ron Donnelly kind of reminds me of. But when he showed up with all of that on, I could not tell that was Adam Ray. I mean,
no, it looked nothing like his Dr. Phil. You can kind of see Adam's face. This one, if you didn't know it, you'd be like, I don't know who this guy is.
I couldn't believe it. And then like he really, leaned into it. Like
he didn't laugh. He didn't. That's the difference in that character is he doesn't break it. And I just love when he was looking when he took the big deep breath. He's like, you ever take a deep breath and think that might be it?
Might be it.
Then he's looking at you going, you even awake right now?
No, I was just staring at him the whole time. So I'm like, I can't believe that's him. Yeah, that one's a winner, man. I can't wait to see or hear about when he goes in and roasts the team. Because
that'll be great. And I'm looking forward to the episode of him because he does that character in the full prosthetics with Schneider and McDonald.
Yeah.
So that episode's still to come.
So we're talking about Adam Ray. I don't know if we mentioned
did we not say his name? Yeah.
Adam is fantastic. I think his Lefko has gotten a little bit better.
What if he develops a character based on you? He doesn't
Someone
call it you,
asked that. Did you see that?
I did ask him. Well, I asked him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he said it all starts somewhere. Donnelly started with his football coach, and then it morphed into what it is now. Maybe he develops a character that starts with you and then morphs into some version of it.
I better patent my voice and likeness before
That's right. You should.
Could be.
Make sure you get a cut.
Yep.
Yeah. It'll be in season 30 of his show on Netflix. If he gets to 30 seasons, Dave and I are going to make an appearance on the show. That's what he promised.
I'll be 90-something.
What else did we learn?
Well, we learned that, despite Wyman being here and being with the Seahawks for a long time, they've been trying to get rid of him since he got here.
My agent told me go talk to Chuck Knox and tell him you want to be traded. I'm like, easier said than done, first of all. And then I got a call from Sandy Gregory. telling me that she had my flight information. I go, what do you mean? She goes, you got traded. And I was like, nobody had told me.
That's how you heard?
Yeah. And poor Sandy, she was like, oh, shoot, sorry to break the news to you. But, I mean, I was happy. I was happy to do it. But, I mean.
And then you came back.
48 hours in San Francisco.
Did you ever have that conversation with Chuck Knox?
What?
Where you said you wanted to be traded, or it already happened before you could get to him?
No, I went in like maybe 4 days before the deadline. That's what my agent told me to do.
Oh, I thought you were saying he told you to do it, but then you got the call from Sandy like it had already been done before you got there.
No, this was like maybe a week before, and he's like, "Yeah, you need to go in." My agent Marvin Demoff, go in and talk to Chuck, and Chuck was so intimidating.
Isn't that the agent's job? Shouldn't they be the one to?
Yeah,
say, hey, my client would be better suited somewhere else. What can we do to make that happen? Or
I think he wanted to make it happen, and he knew I wanted to make it happen. And so I would have been home. I would have been back in, the Bay Area. I mean, I think where the 49ers trained was like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 miles away from Stanford.
Oh, so it wasn't by any sort of power plant?
No,
situation.
No power plants back then. Maybe there was, because I did fail the physical.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it was just something that he thought I needed to do, number one, and that it was going to make it happen. And sure enough, it did. But yeah.
What else did we learn?
Well, we learned about different body types today from Adam Ray.
Your beginnings of a fat joke you were making. And you know what? Bob got those out when I played in the NBA Celeb All-Star game in 2019. So, yeah, dude, you think I forgot? No, fat kids never forget.
Oh, come on, man. I feel terrible about that. He keeps bringing it.
What happened?
I feel bad about that.
Well, guess what, dude? It's time to pay the piper. So we were, I was squeezing into my, in my defense, they gave me a jersey that was not an appropriately sized jersey.
It wasn't a triple X?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I will have you know, I am I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I'm in better shape. The last 2 weeks, we all fluctuate, dude. I mean, unless you're Lefko and you constantly look like a 42-year-old Filipino woman. But and Mike, that's a compliment because those women are some of the most in shape women on the planet.
You got him with the fat joke there. Triple X.
Yeah.
Triple X size jersey.
Yeah, you always know something's coming, though. I mean, I give myself up willingly.
Yeah.
I know that I'm about to get roasted.
Yeah, you're looking for ways to antagonize him.
Instead, he went after Lefko.
Yeah.
So that was nice for me.
That was a compliment, I thought, though.
Yeah,
I'm in good shape, I guess.
It was.
Yeah, and you got him off of the comments I made years ago that he still hangs on to. So that was good. That was good. All right, that's going to do it for us. Our thanks to the great Cliff Avril, the great Adam Ray, Jalen Sundell, the great Jon Morosi. Jalen Sundell's great, too. They're all great. If you missed any part of it, it's on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Just click the podcast tab, click on our picture. Mariners, Dodgers up next. We'll talk to you tomorrow with Wyman and Bob.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man?
Put in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're a choir, but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Summer is for letting it rip.
Swung on and missed, ripped it right by it. 7 scoreless innings. Marvelous Miller again.
Summer is for showing out.
Swing and a miss. Woo, 6 up and 6 down.
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Logan Gilbert, he's knocked down a dozen in a row.
So pump your fist, call your favorite Walter, and head to T-Mobile Park because our pitchers are rolling. From George Kirby to Senor Smoke.
Up in the attic at 101. Nothing but the express tonight for Andres Munoz.
Matilda would be proud. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The Mariners are back in town tomorrow, and the fun gets started with 50 Seasons Fireworks Night, presented by T-Mobile. Then don't miss Aloha Shirt Day Saturday, presented by Fred Meyer, and Super Mario Day Sunday, featuring a Julio Rodriguez bobblehead giveaway. Thanks to Nintendo. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.